Yo, what's up, y'all? I know, I'm inside. Hopefully, this is still giving a little bit of night vibes. Um, yeah, I don't have my mic today, so I didn't want to go out there and, be at the mercy of the elements or y'all struggling to hear me or anything like that. So, I had to let go of control a little bit and just show up and kind of structure in my mind at least what tonight's gonna be like. So, yeah, I'm excited. Sorry if I look over here. I kind of have my computer propped up so I can see myself a little bit and see what it looks like to you guys. So if you see me looking over here, it's just making sure everything's okay. Um, Being my own production team, but yeah, so we're definitely still cozy. I'm still here. Got my all black on. Keep calm and ignore haters. This was a class sweatshirt from high school that I designed myself and ordered myself and put on my body myself. So, oh yeah, that's definitely the vibes, especially as Scorpio season is certainly underway. Certainly, yeah, giving us a lot of energy to navigate. And yeah, transformations are everywhere among us. And yeah, I just feel like, yeah, things are changing so much, so fast every single day. So, yeah, more than anything, I'm just grateful and I'm enjoying the ride and enjoying the unfoldment of it all, to be honest. So, I hope you guys are experiencing something very similar and that, yeah, you have everything that you need to make it through and to not just survive, but to thrive. So, hell yeah. But that being said, hello, everybody. I'm Mark, I'm your reader, and welcome to Monday Magic, y'all. Monday Night Magic. We're going to continue with the night streams, the night sessions until Scorpio season is completed. If you tuned in last week, yeah, you know that Scorpio is very important to me as I am a Scorpio rising and yeah, a Libra sun. So that transition from Libra season to Scorpio season is always so transformative for me and always a time of the mirror really being up from my surface all the way to my deepest corners. Um, so yeah, I'm just excited to be in this energy again and just for Scorpio season in general. And I'm glad that I get to um, put my own spin on the expression of that energy through Monday Magic and through just me. So, and there you are. Hey, Dream. Definitely was waiting on you to get in here. Um, but yeah, that being said, it's time to get going with our presence practice. If you are new here, every week before we get started, we start off with breath work, which is going to be our inhales all the way down to our belly. Hold that exhale. Exhales longer than our inhales. Um, as slow as you can, honestly. The slower, the better. And that really promotes relaxation and really brings us into the present moment, helps us anchor into our body, and really reset our nervous system to create room for anything that may come through in the reading and throughout the session in general. So, yeah. Um, yeah, that being said, let's get it going. If you're not cozy, make sure you get cozy with me, y'all. Hey, it's Monday Night Magic. I know the sun's down, it's dark outside. Get laid up with your favorite pillow. Hey, whatever is cozy to you, whatever feels like self-care to you, definitely go ahead and get to it because now's the time. But yeah, that being said, go ahead and get to a comfortable position. I think I'll just keep leaning like this. It's pretty comfortable for me. And let me know if y'all can hear me okay and everything, because like I said, I don't have the mic today. And the whole purpose of being in here is so y'all can actually still hear me. So I definitely don't want to lose sight of that. But yeah, that being said, when you find a spot that you want to go ahead and begin the presence practice in, go ahead and close your eyes if you can. And just go ahead and introduce a little bit of movement into your body. For me, I'm just going to work the neck a little bit. That feels good. Yeah, and then when you're good, just go ahead and find your center. And then we're going to start with our inhales. So, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We're going to do a couple more rounds of that. Give it a second. All right. Inhale. Exhale. All right. Last one, y'all. Make it a good one. Exhale as slow as you can. Hey, bonus points if you exhale longer than I do. Let's get it. Inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and introduce a little bit of flow back into your body. And then when you're good, go ahead and refine your center. And then we're going to get going with our body scanning. And for the body scanning, today we're going to start, typically we start at the top of the head, but in the sake of switching things up, we're going to start from the bottom of our feet and work our way up. And as you do that, pay attention to the energy, especially as you get to like your stomach area, your waist and all that, like where you know the root chakra begins and then the chakra is going up. Just pay special attention to the energy there, and yeah, allow it to rise as your awareness rises as well. And don't force it. Just be there, be present with it, and allow it to flow. And if you don't consciously feel any energy flowing or anything like that, it's okay. Don't get hung up on that, because remember, at the end of the day, this is about presence more than anything. So yeah, but that's just a little fun thing to pay attention to as well. But yeah, definitely the presence and it's being mindful and not getting lost in thought as you do it is much more important than that. So yeah. But with that being said, we're gonna start at the bottom of our feet, and when I get to certain areas like the mouth or maybe even the stomach, you can go ahead and check in with other stuff in that area if you feel called to. So if I say stomach, you can go ahead and check in with your lungs. You can go ahead and check in with your spleen, your kidneys. Well, hey, whatever you feel called to, you can do as much or as little as you want. There's no rules. So yeah. But let's get started at the bottom of our feet. Place your awareness there. and you can go to your toes. Give them a little wiggle. Then your ankles. Your lower leg, like your shins, your calves. Then your knees. Then your upper legs, your hamstrings, quads, thighs. Then your butt. And if you're sitting, notice where your butt meets the surface of what you're sitting on. And note how that support feels. And yeah, really lean into the support that's there. Next, we're going to come around to our groin area. Then our stomach. Then the lower back. Go ahead and check in with your hands. Then your arms. Then your chest. Then your shoulders. And then your back, your upper back. Then your neck. Then your chin. And then your cheeks. Then your mouth. Then your nose. Then your ears. Then the back of your head. Then your eyes. Then your forehead. And then last but not least, the top of your head. And while your awareness is there, let's go ahead and set an intention for tonight's reading. Anything you may have a question about, anything you may want insight on, or just express gratitude for tonight, this moment, or Yeah, whatever feels right. But yeah, while we're up here and we got the energy and we're all focused, I definitely want to put something out there, whatever that may be for you. Or just sit here and enjoy the energy, whatever feels right. When you're done, go ahead and introduce some movement back into your body. And if you're still going, go ahead. Don't rush. And then before we go ahead and open our eyes, make sure you go ahead and express gratitude 3 times, whether it be out loud, in your mind, or energetically, whatever feels right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lovingly open your eyes. That was really dope, especially inside. No cars honking or driving by or any of that stuff to kind of ignore. But yeah, feels good. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? I'm excited. You're welcome. Still want to take y'all outside though, so I might do like a surprise late night reading at some point. Maybe tonight, depending on how I feel once we get out of here. Um, yeah, or maybe another night. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely want to get y'all outside, especially while we're still doing Monday Night Magic. Oh, and let me know. I know I don't have the mic, so shuffling the cards over here might be louder to you guys than typically is. So if at any point it's louder than you hear me talking, just let me know and I'll adjust. But I'm gonna try to stay mindful of that. Ooh, okay. Definitely setting the tone for what we're doing today. The Magician, one of our best friends here at Monday Magic. But yeah, this definitely feels like the energy right now, just in Scorpio season and in general. Just as far as everything being what we make it and the things that are unfolding right now being products of our magic and our manifestations, our desires, um, work we've done in the recent past, work we've done a long time ago, seeds we've been sowing, just the whole nine. Like right now, it's very, very clear that, yeah, we're seeing the fruits of our labor, good fruits, bad fruits, and everything in between. So, yeah, definitely take scope of what you've been putting out recently and just as long as you can remember too as well, just like, dang, what did I used to dream about as a kid? What kind of intentions was I setting for myself at different points in my life versus things that you may have not seen show up, but right now in this season, a lot of those seeds are coming are bearing fruit, seeds long forgotten and everything, but nothing scary, nothing you've outgrown, but like things that'll still make you feel fulfilled. And yeah, and it's really dope for that to come out right now because like I said, that really feels like the energy. And if you would have asked me like, what's the card of the day, I probably would have went Magician, honestly, or maybe Tower, but I feel like Magician is definitely it. Hey. Hello there, Haley. I was about to make a wee joke, but I don't know how hip Monday Magic is to that. I don't want to scare nobody. Ten of Pentacles at the bottom too. This is a regular here too as well. And yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised it wasn't that was probably another card I would have expected to come out because it's just been coming out, and I feel like I don't know since Monday Magic started, it's like Ten of Pentacles has been our card for sure. It comes out several times each reading, and yeah, it just always reminds us of what we're building here, and what we're building here is everything, and yeah, we continue to actualize everything we see for ourselves, and continue to yeah reap the miracles and the benefits of this road that this journey that we've committed ourselves to, which is self-actualization and just understanding who we are, our connection to it all, and not just understanding it but holding space as the rest of the world um, learns those same things, and as the world shifts into this place that we're headed, and a world that feels right, that doesn't feel backwards and like 2112 as I say that doesn't feel backwards and wrong and just all this stuff that our current systems may feel like. But that being said, I honestly wanted to start with my oracle cards and kind of get a scope of the energy, but right now I'm feeling like we're going to go ahead and mix and match and maybe pull one of each for each one, or we'll see how it goes. But it's go time, y'all. I hope y'all are excited. I hope y'all are ready. Hope Scorpio season hasn't been beating y'all up too much. I feel like every day it's like purging has definitely been a main theme in my own experience. It's like just past things coming up and feelings that I haven't felt in a long time, or things I haven't thought about in a long time. And I think at first it was kind of like, what's going on? Like, is this something that, that I've been, is this something that I've been, like I haven't dealt with, or, something I suppressed or something like that. But I don't know, after sitting with them and it happening multiple times with like different things, it's kind of just felt like, okay, like these are just, echoes of the past, reminders of where we've been. As well as yes, purging those last little things that is taking up space in our energy, that's taking up space in our field, as there's no room for where we're going. We really are shifting, we really are ascending, and we have to get light. So that means letting go of dead weight, letting go of dense energies that we've been carrying and that we no longer need to carry. So that's definitely been the name of the game, and it continues to be so, like each day, and just as things continue to unfold. So I'm definitely curious as to how you guys are faring. But if it's something similar, definitely don't feel like you backslid or like you're regressing or anything like that. Understand that right now you're just getting a scope of where you are. You're getting to see like, this used to trigger me a lot more. Like, wow, this hasn't bothered me in a really long time. Like, oh wow, I forgot about that. And it's like, that's kind of the name of the game right now. It's kind of like, here you go. And it's like, it feels like, initially it's like a trigger, or it feels like, something rearing its ugly head again, and you thought you were past it. But that's really all it is to realize like, like this doesn't have as much of an effect on me as it used to, or as I would have expected it to, based on how it has in the past. So don't fall into feeling, down the rabbit hole, and now you're analyzing the feelings or you're wallowing in them or anything like that. Allow them to pass just as quickly as they came, and honor this new version of yourself and this new reality that you're in, because it really is new. And yes, there's echoes of the past. Yes, you look around, some of the players are the same, some of the locations are the same. But understand that just like in, sequels to movies and stuff like that, sometimes it doesn't start off in the whole new place. Like, that they're going to this new place, but usually the beginning is them in that familiar setting that you left them in last time, and them getting the letter or whatever it is that lets them know, okay, we're going to be going to this place and all that, and then they transition into that next phase, and then that's where the sequel occurs. But understand that it doesn't necessarily just start there, not all the time. Um, and that's what this feels like right now. Like, yes, you are in that same familiar environment. Yes, some of the people may be the same to a certain extent. You may feel like you're the same, but understand that you're not. And that soon you're gonna get that information of where you're going next. You're gonna start to see, okay, oh, this new character just came in, and all those things that let you know that, oh, okay, this is not the same movie. And it's like, yeah, the call is to just know that now and to embrace it now, and not get caught up waiting on it to happen or feeling like you're not there because you are. So yeah, just trust in whatever's showing up right now, and trust that, yeah, all the work you've been doing and all the shifts you've been making, they worked, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be and where you want to be. So, all right, did I get it all? Okay. The card said I covered it all now. Now they want to talk. Let's see. I know it's all lit up, but let's honor the dark vibes that we've established. Yeah. Nine of Swords. I'm hearing get out of your head. And yeah, it feels like it's just piggybacking off of what I was just saying, as far as like understanding exactly where you are and not falling for it. I don't even say not falling for it, because they're not there to deceive you. Like, that's not the point. But not misunderstanding the things that are surfacing right now, not misunderstanding the emotions that are surfacing right now, and choosing the perspectives that empower you, and understanding that this can be you if you don't navigate these energies the right way, and yeah, accept them to be what they are, which is just information, is to let you know where you are. They're just mirrors to let you know where you've been and where you're at right now, and to allow you to see your progress, to allow you to see just how far you've come, and yeah, so you can appreciate it and celebrate it and recommit to the journey, and yeah, create room for more, and understand like, oh, okay, like I've come so far, and everything I'm doing has me progressing, so I'm going to go ahead and recommit to that, and continue to choose my perspectives that empower me, continue to show up for myself, continue to cultivate the environment of my mind, the landscape of my mind, while understanding that my reality is a direct projection of that, and understanding that as I make my mind a friendlier place, and a place that feels like a sanctuary to me, and allows me to heal myself, allows me to navigate my inner world and my outer world, in a way that makes me feel fulfilled, and all that, that yeah, it will lead you not only through these energies, but it'll lead you to more of yourself, and to the very things that you're trying to bring in for yourself. Yeah, so be careful. Your thoughts are sharp, and they can definitely cut you and cut others. And I'm being really drawn to the knife going through the dove right here, because it's like, yeah, it just reminds me of her innocence, which is interesting, because I feel like I've never felt that or anything, been drawn to it really. Um, but yeah, it feels like you can really do great damage to yourself by not, you know, by not being mindful of your thoughts, and understanding that they're only as valid as you make them. So you really shouldn't spend too much time validating thoughts that cut you and that leave you hurting and leave you all down bad, because it doesn't serve you, and it doesn't serve the world, and yeah, it's just not in your best interest. So yeah, allow yourself to remain innocent, in the sense of just not judging yourself, understanding that this is your first time here as you know, even if you believe in reincarnation and past lives and all that, understand that you, in that body that you're in right now, this is a first for you, you know. So it doesn't matter how many times you've been here, you've never been here as who you are right now. So be gracious. Yeah, be gracious with yourself and be patient with yourself, and understand that there's always a perspective that can pour into you, and that offers truth but also allows healing and evolution. And yeah, and for you to just overall be okay, and just for you to be at home and at peace in your own body. And that's the name of the game, because that's the one thing you can guarantee as long as you're here, is that you, if you lose everything, the one thing you'll have is your body, you know? And that's your home within yourself, especially if you can cultivate it to be that. Because everything else you can attract in, you can make happen along with the universe, God, and everything you believe in. But your body, you have to keep connected to and keep nurturing and allow it to be a home for you. Because if you don't even feel at home in your body, understand that there's nowhere you'll be able to feel at home. Um, Not for a long time, at least, or not permanently the way you need to, and not truly. So yeah, just really cultivate that connection with your body and your mind, and understand that, yeah, that's the key to everything. And the magician at the bottom again, I just turned over just to see. And this feels like a reminder. And it's like you have the power, you have the final say in that, and you have all the elements at your disposal. You see, he's got the pinnacle right there, he's got a wand sitting there, he's got a sword, and he's got a cup. He's got all the elements here: water, fire, earth, air, all here at his disposal to create what he needs to create. And he trusts that, and he knows that. And it's like that's us right now. And understanding that no matter what shows up, even the worst things, it all lends itself to our magic, to our alchemy. And that's a beautiful thing. And as you become a master alchemist, you really, yeah, you understand that there's nothing that can show up for you that can't be transmuted, that can't be turned into its original power, because it's all source, you know. And we get our intuition from source, we get our fire from source, that spark that keeps us going comes from source. And it's like, so if all these things, like the hardest thing that pops up for us, that feels so unfortunate, that feels so trying and scary and all that, is made of source too, what's the difference? And using that as your magic versus using, you know, the miracles that pop up, the money that comes out of nowhere, all that, there is no difference. It's just as useful in creating your life. And especially if it's some really potent charge thing, you know, that's really scary, or really comes with like this heavy feeling, or you know how not all bad things carry the same weight. Some bad is like, oh my god, really extremely charged, and some bad is just like, oh, that's unfortunate. So yeah, understand that there's magic in those things too, and you can allow them to heal and elevate you just as easy as you can allow them to tear you down and make you feel less than, and allow them to hurt you. So, and yeah, I don't really remember when I shuffled, but we got death and the tower on the bottom. And yeah, that's what it just feels like right now, as far as just illusions being dispelled, as far as systems crumbling down, as far as former versions of ourselves being let go, as we know more now, as we've experienced too much light. The light has illuminated too much of the darkness for us to kind of subscribe to a lot of the illusions at this point. And this not only feels like just at a personal level, but like at a collective level as well, just in the state of the world and the things that are showing up right now, and the things that continue to unfold every day, the good, bad, and the ugly. It just feels like, yeah, this just feels like that. Like everything is being turned on its head right now. And understand that if your life feels like that, know that it's not just your life. Like it's playing out in the collective. It's playing out at every level, honestly. Because there's not too many places you can look and not see, you know, these energies playing out. And Yeah, it just feels like just a reminder that you're not alone. That you're not alone. Like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And if things feel crazy and you're like, wow, this is like pure chaos. I was just doing so good. Like, what's going on? Understand that you're still doing so good. Oh my God, they're all coming out. And this feels like just be mindful and understand that you always have a choice. Like you, free will is very important, especially just in remembering that you have free will and understand. Because I know it's easy to feel stuck in a lot of things, stuck in a lot of systems, dynamics, and all that. But yeah, understand that a lot of your freedom is a choice away, you know, because I know it's easy to, for example, in relationships, um, to stay longer than you need to, or longer than that feels right. It's kind of like, you know, you agree to do this thing, and at some point, depending on how deep you guys were in love and all that, you were talking about marriage and promises and hey, what did it do? And you're talking about promises and being together forever and all these things. So now when it's like you're getting this feeling like I've outgrown this thing, or they may not be working out as it used to, it's easy to feel guilty. It's easy to feel like you're giving up on somebody. And it's easy to, just convince yourself to stay in there a little longer. And yeah, and in that process, you're sacrificing yourself, especially once you kind of already come to the conclusion of like this is not good for me anymore, and it might have been, and it was great that you honored it when it was, but it's also important to honor things as you outgrow them, because that means that there's other things to get to. There's things that are more resonant for you, and not just for you, but to that person or to that thing that you've outgrown, or that is not authentically in alignment to you anymore. So you're not only just holding up yourself, you're holding up them, and you're holding up everything that relies on that dynamic or relies on them, because nothing happens in a vacuum. Like that relationship impacts your work life, it impacts your family life, it impacts your manifestations, everything. Your energy, your vibration, like all of that. So understand that as you continue to stay stuck in some of these places and you don't move, even though you know you're supposed to move, that's when these things can become the devil, honestly, and can be start to feel like you're stuck or feel like you're at the mercy of circumstance when you're not. And it's like at any time you can, own it and be like, you know what, this doesn't work anymore. Let's go our separate ways. Or you could be like, yo, this job doesn't make me feel fulfilled. I gotta go. Like I'll figure out what I'm doing, but I gotta go. Like that's the one thing I know for sure. I have to go. And honoring that and understanding that your freedom is on the other side of that. What if I told you it's like you honoring your heart and answering the calls is all it took to free yourself? Um, I know a lot of times it's easy to feel like you have to get all your ducks in a row before you can make a move, or you have to things have to be right. It has to be the right time to honor yourself. It has to be the right time for you to make a big move. And it's like, honestly, right now it just feels like the call of the universe saying it will catch you. Like you got the call of what to do, and trust that everything that comes behind that is also in alignment to making sure you're okay. But you holding on so hard or feeling like you can't leave is the block that's keeping you stuck. Feeling like you have to deal with all these things when you have a choice is the block. And you don't get freedom from the block through the block itself. Like you have to choose differently. And High Priestess on the split. And with this, it just feels like the direct guidance is within you. So if you feel like that resonates with you, or there's something you've been kind of just keeping in your reality, keeping in your experience out of fear or out of obligation or out of, you know, not knowing what the opposite looks like as far as letting it go, understand that you're being called to go inside, because that's where the guidance is waiting for you. That's where you get more information. That's where you can understand, okay, like, okay, this is what I need to do. Like, the call is like, yes, to leave, but yeah, there is more information as far as what that may look like, or what you're called to do, or what you want to do, or whatever inside. So definitely spend some time meditating, spend some time journaling. Um, yeah, if you feel called to do some shadow work, start asking yourself questions. I know there's videos on YouTube and different places where you can literally like shadow work prompts and stuff like that. And yeah, get right to it. And that being said, we had the high priestess on the split and the magician on the bottom again. And yeah, it's just crazy. Like, you can't make this stuff up. But yeah, you have all the tools you need. It just feels like the reminder, like, you have everything you need in the spiritual and in the physical, within you and without you, to do exactly what you need to do. And if you have a call that, you know, that feels like a leap of faith, take it. Please take it. That's definitely the call here. It's like, you may not know what step 2 is, but you know what step 1 is. And that's all you're being asked to take. And understand that step 2 and step 3 will come right behind it. And you're not out here just completely in the dark, you know? You have that relationship to spirit. You have that connection to your guidance and your spirit team and all that. So you can trust in that. But yeah, that's just the call right now, is to free yourself by freeing yourself, and understanding that that's all you have to do. There's never gonna be a right time. So don't spend all this time waiting, and then look up and realize, like, you know, your whole life is gone, and or you decide to settle after a while. So hell yeah. Yeah, if that's been calling you, it's definitely time. So trust yourself, and yeah, go within and go convene with your guides, convene with the very things that keep you going and that support you and that protect you in all this. You haven't been alone. You've made it this far, so understand that you'll never be abandoned in all this. Yeah, and I know that's easier said than done. And oh my God, these cards are so major. Like, look at this. Strength on the bottom. And I was just like telling you, like, you're strong enough and that you have everything that you need to be able to do this. And yeah, the way these cards keep coming up, it's feeling more and more like a really, really big deal. And yeah, and I just really, really hope that you're courageous enough to step out and to do this thing. And that know that you have the strength, and that look, your guides are helping you. And they never told you had to do it alone. Like, I know a lot of it's like, oh, do this, and you know, you can't see them all the time. You know, it's just a lot of it is intuitive, and you trusting yourself and having faith. But understand that you're not alone. And you know that you've gotten the signs, you've seen the synchronicities, you felt the presences, you know, all that little stuff that keeps you going throughout the journey and throughout the process, all the proof that you've gathered up to this point. Understand that that will not change. You're supported, and that you're infinite in this. This feels really, really loud right now. And I'm remembering the magician too, who also has the infinity symbol on his card too. So you got this. Like, let that roar out and have faith. Take that leap of faith. Full energy might be significant too. I'm definitely seeing the Fool in my mind's eye. But yeah, right under that, the Star. And this just feels like, yeah, doing that work, pouring into your inner world and your outer world, and understanding that it all leads you to that wish fulfillment. It all leads you to that North Star. You're doing the inner work, doing the outer work, that work into the spiritual, work in the physical. And then once you've done that, trusting that that's all you've needed to do and that you are in alignment, and then continuing to walk towards that North Star. And the white bird here feels like protection as well. The trees feel like ancestors in the back watching you. And yeah, Christmas might be significant. Like, I'm hearing like in my mind's eye, I was seeing like the wise men following the star. So yeah, it feels like Christmas is gonna be a very special time for somebody. Like, I don't know, like I felt like a wave of like jolliness. Is that how, jolliness? Yeah, I was feeling jolly and like happy, which was very, the contrast between that feeling and how I was feeling when I said like, oh, this feels serious is very, very different. But yeah, and then right under that was the sun, and it's like, wow, like these are all majors. Number 8 might be significant. 17 might be significant. Oh, 17. Yeah, which also reduces down to 8. And then, yeah, the sun, which is 19, I believe. Yeah, 19. So, yeah, this is everything. I promise you. On the other side of you owning whatever this is and making this transition and allowing 45, 45, as I say that, allowing whatever it is that's ready to be released from your experience by letting it go, understand that that leads you everywhere. Leads you everywhere. You have the strength. You make the move. You continue to have faith and work on your inner, pour into your inner world and outer world, and continue to move in alignment. That leads you directly to this rebirth, into the sun, and to everything that you see for yourself. Everything that you this has big like one day energy. Like whatever these things are that you're like, yeah, one day I'm gonna do this, or wherever you typically go in your mind where it's like, oh yeah, I can't wait to get to this thing. Yeah, understand that it's on the other side. But you don't get it without the leap of faith. And that's the most important thing. Like if you don't remember anything else I said, take that leap of faith. Whatever that call is that you're getting to let go of this thing, or to allow, or just really just honoring that you've outgrown whatever this is, because that's what it really feels like. It's like at one point there was so much alignment, there was so much flow, it was so expansive, all these things. But it's like at this current point, it's just not that anymore. And it was so much all those other things that it's like hard to honor that and let it go, because it's like, yeah, but yeah, there was this time and there was that time, and yeah, like this was like really, I was so grateful to have this at a point in time. And it's like, that's fine, but understand that you're just simply not who, that version of you who felt those things. You know, you still have the memories, you still, you know, it still feels like it was just the other day, all that, but you're simply just not that person anymore. And this new version of you needs new things, needs different things. So, and that's going to continue to happen. So being able to recognize what that feels like and what it looks like and how it plays out for you within your body and in your experience is very important. And being able to navigate it and navigate future times like that. And yeah, I got distracted because I looked down again, 10 of Cups. It's just like Wheel of Fortune. Whoever this is for everybody. I really need y'all to understand. Like, I feel like I'm chilling, like as I'm delivering it, so it might be like a chill message. But these cards are damn near screaming. Like, please, whatever this is, honor it, let it go. Especially right now, we're in Scorpio season, transformation, rebirth, death, like all that, all those energies is that. Like, so understand that the energies are leaning itself for you to make that move right now, and that it will support you right now, because that's the name of the game right now. So there's something that you've been needing to release, let go of, or you've been wanting to let go for a long time. Understand that you will be supporting that right now, because those are the current energies. And it leads to the 10 of Cups. It leads to the wish fulfillment. It leads to the star. It leads to the sun. Like, it leads to everything. So please don't be afraid. Wheel of Fortune as well. The tables are turning. And it's like you're simply getting the call to let go of what you know you need to let go of. That's it. So do that, and I'm gonna move on now. So if you didn't get it now, I don't know what to tell you. But okay, look, 3 of Cups on the bottom. Look, they're celebrating you. This is reminding me of the elements again. How we got the earth energy, air, fire. Got the sun up here. You're supported by all the very things that run through whatever you might feel like is scary. Like sources running through the most terrifying thing you can think of. So understand that you are the same. There's no difference. The Hanged One. All you're being asked to do is have faith, surrender, let go of whatever it is. Okay? Deal? All right, Spirit. I told him. I told him in all the ways he told me to tell him. The rest, I have faith they'll do it though. Judgment Day. Shuffled a couple times. It's time, man. Don't wait for no more signs. There are no more signs. Ace of Swords on the bottom. This is your opportunity. Take your swords. Trust your thoughts. Trust what's showing up for you. Trust your ability to manifest and for you to cut away and free yourselves from whatever. Because in my mind, I'm seeing like the jungle and like vines and stuff. You're just as you're working your way through it. And yeah, so understand that this is your opportunity, the jungle of your mind, of your experience, of your reality, of what you've known to be true this whole time that can serve, which can become like a prison in a case, in a way. Like if you feel like, oh, this always happens, or I can't do these things because this things happen, like that can become a trap. So with these, it's like it feels like it's time to just cut away all those things, shed who you aren't anymore, shed old programming that kept you safe at a certain point, conditioning that kept you okay at a certain point, and then boom, Ace of Wands right under that. It's like you're given the tools, you got everything you need. Six of Swords. It feels like you're being guided through the dark, and this the baby, the little girl feels like, and she's pregnant as well. But for me, the little girl feels like the life the seeds you've been planting, and then the baby feels like the baby in her belly. I don't know why I'm losing my train of thought right now. Give me a second. Yeah, the baby feels like the things that come next after you make the move, and because you don't have all the information as far as what's coming next. All you know is that where you're at right now isn't it. Whatever you're dealing with right now isn't it. And the little girl feels like the things you've done, like the things you've already created, the things you love, the things that you're gonna continue to keep with you in your experience as you continue to move forward. And then the baby feels like the things that are to come. But understand that you're being guided through this. It's dark as hell. The clouds are there, but look, the moon's chilling back there. It's really watching you. Even though the clouds may seem like it's in front, but it's like, you good? You good? I'm telling you, I'm right here. And then look, he knows where he's going. He's not tripping. She looks concerned. She doesn't know if she can trust him, but he knows that he's trustworthy, and he knows that he's taking her exactly where he said he's taking her, so he's not worried about it at all. But it's like, yeah, if only you knew that everything is okay, like you wouldn't be sitting there watching your back. You'd enjoy the ride. You'd look forward and, ride the waves out and see what's to be experienced. And that's all you're being asked to do right now. So have faith in the dark. Understand that it's all for you and everything's going to be okay. But all you're being asked to do is take that first step. So, hell yeah, hell yeah, hell yeah. Collective, we got this. I'm telling you. Whatever that is really, really big. So if you're being courageous enough and you decided, you know what, I'm going to do it, shout out to you. And yeah, let me know when it all works out amazingly, because it will. And I feel that so strongly. Oh. Green hair. This feels like have some fun in your expression. Yeah, you might literally want to dye your hair green or have green hair, but for the most part, this feels like, why so serious? Like, everything doesn't have to be so serious. It feels like, as an energy, it feels like someone's had black hair their whole life, and now they're just like, you know what? Like, why? No, my hair doesn't have to just be black because it's black. Like, I'm gonna go dye it green. It's like, the green. It's like, yeah, green. It's like, it feels like such a drastic difference from the normal or from their regular. And that just feels like the energy with the cards right now. And it's like, hell yeah, go dye your hair green. Like, what is that thing that you're like, you know what? I've been doing things like this whole time. And it's like, there's nothing actually making me do it like this, That might just be the way you create your content, or you might only create a certain type of content because you feel like, I know a lot of the guidance is like, oh, pick one thing. You want to pick one thing and do it a lot. You don't want to be too scattered, all that stuff. And it's like, we're multidimensional. The reality of the human experience is that we're not just one thing. No one's naturally just one thing. And for anybody to operate as just one thing, or to continue to express themselves as just one thing, that will come with resistance after a while, because that's not really you know or you're gonna feel like you're not showing up completely authentically in the space, because it's like, this is just one part of me, like I'm all these things. And it's like, or now you're sitting there trying to keep them all separate, or you have a page for this, a page for that, and then you have your personal page, which is different from, and it starts to feel like you're living and operating in too many different worlds, or like you're only existing and fragmented in different places. And it's like, you don't have to operate like that. You can operate however it feels right to you, and you can be your multidimensional self in every space you curate for yourself, if that's what you choose to do. And at a level, people are going to resonate with that, because that's all of our experiences. None of us are just one thing. So I feel like, yeah. So whatever this is, understand that, hell yeah, do something. Go switch it up and enjoy the process of that, and allow it to be ugly, allow it to be whatever it might be, because yeah, in the ugliness, in the messiness, is the beauty of the human experience. And you'll be reminded of exactly what you're here to do. And what you're here to do is be human. At the end of the day, you learn so much stuff, you unlearn so much, you get so many truths, you shed the illusions and all that. But at the end of the day, once all that's done, which is never done, but when it's all done, you got to go be a human with your new knowledge and your new way of existing. That's the whole point. It's not just to know all these things just to know them. It's not just to understand the truth of what you're here to do just to understand it. But it's the whole purpose is to live the best life you can, the most authentic life you can, and to be able to experience everything that's available to you. So that's what's to be done after all that. So don't miss out on the best part of the whole journey by only focusing on the journey itself, and understanding that, yeah, it's not, there's still work to be done as far as outside of the journey. So that feels like a separate thing, but it also feels like the same. And I don't entirely know where that came from, but I'll honor it. And yeah, I've been around the block enough to know that there's gonna be somebody who's like, oh my God, exactly, like, wow, it's crazy that you said that, and it's just like, oh, okay, thank you for letting me know, because I was fighting for my life in there. Okay. Let's see, I choose me at the bottom, and that feels like an important reminder always. Make sure you're always choosing you. And Libra, this feels like weighing your options and understanding that, yeah, you can do damn near whatever. You're not limited to just who you've been, what you've been planning to be, what you decided you were going to be last month. Like, every moment is a new moment to evolve and to be different, and understand that you're not the same you were 1 second ago. So in every present moment, it's important to choose the option that feels like you. It's important to honor who you are and to continue to choose things that are in alignment to that, and allowing that to be your compass at any given moment. If you're making too many decisions based on like a predetermined path or a predetermined way of living, understand that you might find yourself out of alignment to who you actually are. If you're only doing this thing because you decided 10 years ago this is what you do, or you're only with this person because 5 years ago you guys decided that this is what you're gonna do, or those type of things, when it's like you should be recommitting to everything you're doing every day. You should be with that person because you still feel that there's still that resonance today, not because we've been together this whole time, so like we got to keep going. but like because yes, this person's the right perfect person for me, and I still feel all these ways towards them, and it's healthy and it's all these things. So you're choosing them not based on history, but because of right now in this present moment, today, and what's actually real. That there's alignment and you guys are in resonance. You're at that job because it still fulfills you. It still makes you feel expanded. It still leads to your evolution. It still serves you at the end of the day, not just because you've been there for so long and it's like that's just your normal and you're used to it. Like, and that's just the difference. And that doesn't mean that the things you've been doing forever are probably might still be in alignment, but it's understanding that you're choosing them because they're in alignment still, not just because they've been your normal and you're used to them. And just that switch in perspective and understanding is very, very big in how things will play out, and it will empower you in dealing with these things because you recommitted to it. Why would you be stressed out at a job that you recommitted to today? Like, today you were like, yeah, this job is still in alignment to me. It still serves a purpose. It still makes me feel all these things. You go into it differently. Like, how could you go in there and now be like, oh my God, I hate it? Because it's like, just today you said, it was still doing all these things. So I feel like it allows you to approach it differently because then you realize you have a choice and that you are empowered walking in there and that you get to leave. And at the point where it's not in alignment anymore, you can go do something different. And that's not to say it's just going to be easy. You just do whatever. But at the end of the day, you have a choice. You always have a choice. So yeah, the Libra just feels like understanding that you can weigh your options, balance your scale, and see what side comes up the way you want it to and go that way. 1111, and this feels like in the process of weighing those options to dream and to make wishes, to see big. Like, what do you want? Like, not just what sounds realistic, not just what sounds doable, but like, what do you want? Like, if you could have anything right now, if I told you that the very next thing you asked for would be served right up on a dish, what would you ask for? And it's like, that's what's important to you. That's what lights you up. That's what you actually want, for real, for real. So it's like, ask for that, move with that, and not even just ask, but move in your reality, knowing that you can have that and that it's for you, and that you see it and you have that resonance to it because it's for you and it's doable for you, and that you're supposed to have it. And trust that that will lead to it, and that will lead to the downloads, the experiences, the opportunities, and everything to actualize that. And yeah, understand that experiencing it, whether it be just in your imagination, through a visualization, or the feelings, or whatever, however you can experience it now, understand that that's real, and that leads to it for sure. So then we got codependency and Aquarius, which both feels like heavy emphasis on community. And yeah, I'm hearing your community is looking for you, and that just feels like allowing yourself to be seen, to continue to show up, to continue to express yourself, to create things and put things out into the world that speak to the people who speak your language. Like putting things out there that are so hyper you, that the people who resonate with it, the people who receive it, who were like, oh my God, I like this, or I fuck with this, who show you that who engage with it, like say it's content or something, and they engage with it, they're like, oh, I like this, they share and all that. It's so hyper you that the people who resonate with it, you understand that those are your people, because it's like everybody's not gonna resonate to this. Like, this thing is so me. It's like, if you can fuck with this, you clearly can fuck with me. Like, and you're my type of person. Like, make those things that feel so much like you, to where it's like, yeah, I don't know who's gonna like this, but if they do, like, yeah, those are my people. And understand that the more authentic you can be, the more authentic you can make the things you make. Yeah, understand that you're gonna attract right in. You're the people, your tribe, your family, those like-minded individuals, just all that. Because it's like, yeah, when you're making things that everybody can like, understand that everybody will like them, but it's like, you're not gonna find your people like that, because who you are is very, very specific. The things that make you are very, very, very you. So it's like, if you're making things that are not very, very, very you, understand that, yeah, they might appeal to a large audience. But if you're someone who's trying to build community, who's looking for the supporters who really, really support you at a deep, deep, deep level, understand that you have to show up as you, as much as you can, and as vulnerably and as deeply as you can. And yeah, I know that's not easy. That's something that I'm still navigating as far as just as a creator, like just with music and in general, or just with music and in general. It's like really allowing myself to be vulnerable, allowing myself to really, really come through, and for the things I make to really, really feel like me, at the deepest level they can, because then I understand those people who come in resonance with it, the people who are drawn into it from there. I understand that, yes, okay, that's someone that's a person that will resonate with me. And it's like I can go on to do all these other things, and if I'm doing them all just as authentically, injecting just as much me into all of them, that those same people will be able to benefit from everything that I do, will be able to gain from everything that I do, and everything I do will be able to give back to a hyper, will be able to reach everybody it needs to reach, because it's all super, super authentic. And that's just the name of the game. And it feels like that's just the call right now, just in general, and to you, is to just make sure the things you're creating are you, and that the things you're making them because it feels right to you, and it's fire to you, it's dope to you, it's really, really cool to you, and you're not spending too much time trying to be strategic and trying to, like, what do they want to see, what's successful already, what's trending, because understand that if you're chasing trends, you'll always be chasing trends, and trends change so quickly. And it's like you don't want to build your whole thing on what's hot, and then it shifts, and now you're not hot anymore. It's like it was never at your, yeah, you never had a choice. It was like you were only going to be successful as long as this was a trend, because that's what it was. You just jumped in on the trend. But it's like if you were building success off of you and your own authenticity, understand that as long as you're authentic, you will be successful, because your authenticity changes as you change. Even if you're authentic forever, and people followed you forever and they kept up with you forever, it's not going to get stale, because you're not getting stale. You're always growing, you're always changing, you're always evolving. So it's like, as long as you continue to do the work, as long as you continue to experience things and learn and unlearn and decondition yourself, and have all these new experiences, your stuff will grow and will change and evolve just as you do. So it will never get stagnant, it will never get stale, because you're not stagnant and you're not stale. And it'll stay authentic, and you'll always have an audience for that, because you're somebody who, yeah, people resonate with, who people can see themselves in, and who are inspired by you, and all those things. So yeah, so understand that you are the pearl, you are the product, like you are the magic that's gonna make everything you do successful. So the more you can inject into the things you do, your success is endless. Like you'll never know. Yeah, I was gonna say you'll never know failure, but that's not true, because failure is just a part of the process, and failure looks different to everybody. But yeah, like you'll always succeed that way, because you are a pearl. So the more of you can inject into the things you do, they'll be just like that. So oh yeah, okay, Oracle, that was a really, really dope message. Oh Lord, these cards are all turned around now. Okay, go back to tarot. Good old tarot. Yeah, this week is definitely different. And I don't know, the energy inside versus the energy outside is always mad different to me. I think I prefer outside, surprisingly, because I feel like in my typical just day-to-day life, like, I don't know, I enjoy outside, but I have no problem staying inside either, for real. sun again. Yeah, I'm hearing have faith, but I'm also being drawn to like this crack right here. And this feels like, yeah, that's all. I'm hearing that's all it takes. Like, you might have been trying really, really hard to get to something or to get something to be successful. It's like you find yourself just, you keep running up against this wall. It's just like, you try, you give up, you go back, you try, and you hit the wall again. You just keep hitting the wall. And it feels like in that process you didn't notice, like you just kept hitting the wall, kept hitting the wall, kept hitting the wall, and then this last time you're about to give up, and then you look and you're like, and you just see the hole, and it's like that hole's a product of you running through it into it so many times, and you didn't even notice, but slowly but surely each attempt weakened the wall, weakened the wall, weakened the wall, and made you more resilient as well in the process. 011111, as I say that. And it's like now you realize, like, wait, whoa, I can just, like, I don't even have to run through the wall anymore. I can just kind of just step through. And it's like, so now this next attempt is not only going to be successful, but it's probably the easiest attempt out of all the attempts you've had this whole time. And it's like simply because of all the work that you've done up until this point, all the seeds you've sown, all the attempts you put together, all the growing you've done in the meantime, and while you were being persistent in pursuing this thing. And it's like, yeah, don't give up now. Go look at the wall again and realize, like, wait, I literally just have to step right over it and you're on the other side. And it's like, yeah, it's not you running through it this time. So it might feel like you're doing something you've been doing a bunch of times, but it's like, understand that this time it's gonna work. And yeah, that's such a dope message. And yeah, that's it. But yeah, have no fear. The sun is here, and you're definitely being guided and you're protected in all of this. So do your thing, dog. And the King of Wands and Queen of Cups at the bottom. And this just feels like the ultimate balance. Like being like gentle with your emotions and being graceful with your emotions as you navigate this, but also trusting them enough to act and to move and to not be afraid to burn things down, you know, to not move with hesitance or like move softly to kind of preserve other people, and you know, because the things you're doing may impact other people's lives, you know, or maybe people are expected, you know, they rely on you to show up as this way because you've been showing up as that way, but it's like in order to do this thing you have to kind of like break that and show up as in a whole nother way, or you have to have boundaries or any of these things that make people be like, dang, like what's going on, like they think to where they think something's wrong or they may not support it. But understand that through honoring the emotions and understand treating them as valid and finding comfort in them, and by showing up as you need to and being firm in them, that creates a perfect concoction as far as being able to navigate the energies. Because yeah, you don't have to be abrasive and like pursuing these things. You don't have to like leave me alone, get out of here, I need to focus, you know. But you can honestly, you can be like, okay, I need this time to do XYZ. I know typically, you know, I'm pretty available and I'm just always here when you need me, but right now I need to go do this thing. And it's like that's a perfect combination in which you can honor both the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands. It's like you can do your thing and show, you know, that you're a priority and that you're important and the things you're working on are important, while also, you know, being gentle and being gracious with yourself and others. Because, you know, even, yes, you not cursing them out and you like being gentle in your delivery spares them, but more it spares you, it spares your energy. Sitting there being, you know, arguing with somebody or telling somebody off, like at the end of the day, that takes your energy as well. So it's like you can be gentle with your delivery and still be firm in it. Um, yeah, calm communication isn't soft. You know, it doesn't have to be yelling for it to be assertive. So then we got the Hierophant. I was gonna turn it, but it feels important to be in reverse. So 5 might be significant. I'm hearing life path number 5, and I'm hearing fifth house as well. And fifth house is Leo, if I'm not mistaken. Leo energy, which is interesting because we were just looking at the King of Wands, which had the big line on the top. So yeah, this just feels like I'm hearing your strength is being built and cultivated on top of all the things that made you feel weak. So understand that your biggest lessons in being strong, yeah, if this is for you, your biggest lessons in being strong when you look back are all going to be those times where you felt really, really weak. And through those, yes, those aren't times where you felt strong, but they show you the importance of feeling strong. And you can look back and you can see like how this moment would have been different had I understood who I was and had strength, the strength that I now know is within me, the strength I now know is important to cultivate. And yeah, and allow those times to be what give you strength, because you might not have a bunch of proof of you looking back and be like, oh yeah, that time I was strong, and then that time I was strong, like, oh yeah, I can do it. You may not have those moments. You might just have a bunch of times where like, damn, like I was really weak in that time, or wow, I really let them do this, or I let them get away with this, or I didn't advocate for myself here. And it's like, how did that make you feel? That's important information. How did the other people react to that? You might have sat there and just kept quiet to keep the peace, and they didn't keep it peaceful. They still violated you, or they still, were still rude, or they still didn't even have grace with you when you were being super gracious with them. And it's like, so that taught you, advocate for yourself, because being quiet doesn't necessarily mean things are going to be peaceful or that you're not going to cause problems, because if people don't have a problem with you, they're going to have a problem with you regardless. So the least you can do is advocate for yourself. So yeah, that's just what this feels like. It just feels like learn from those times where you didn't have exactly what it is that you need, or that you felt like you needed in those situations, and understand like, okay, when I didn't advocate for myself, I felt really bad after. When I didn't say anything at all, and I just kind of let them say whatever, and I just was quiet to keep the peace, dang, when afterwards I felt really icky and violated. And it's like, okay, so now when those things happen, okay, now you understand, okay, I need to be strong here, not because I know that I've been strong hella times and it works, but because I understand what not being strong, what not showing up for myself, what that looks like, and I'm not accepting that anymore. And that's just what this call feels like as far as the Hierophant first. It's like, yeah, so you're learning, but not from what worked, but from what didn't work. And understand that information is just as valuable. And then we got the Star on the bottom again, the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom again, the Magician on the bottom again, and this time it's in reverse. And yeah, it just feels like all this is important. Like all these are like final steps, and that's another big thing I'm noticing as far as just Scorpio season right now. It just feels like the final stages. Like we're clearing out the back room before we move out. Like we done cleared out everything. It's like, oh damn, we forgot the stuff in the attic. And you go in the attic, it's like there's cobwebs, there's like boxes over there, and just like all that stuff. And it's like, fuck, like we were almost out of here, but it's like we got to do something about this before we go, And it's like that's just what right now feels like. So it's like those last things and making those last final efforts and putting the periods and crossing the T's, dotting the I's on who you are and the experiences you've been in, and closing those final chapters and letting things end and kind of really ending, so they don't just kind of go into this next chapter open-ended to now they just send you a random text and now your whole world is shattered again, or they pulled you back into like 2 years ago, or this message comes in, you're like, oh damn, there was this thing that I was supposed to take care of. It just feels like all that's coming up right now to be addressed. You can make the decisions that are in alignment to who you are now. Make it clear that you learn these things to where you can see like, oh, okay, wow, I've changed, I've shifted, like, oh, this is different, and all those last things that you need. So as you step into this next thing, you're like, okay, it's all done. Like there's a bunch of closure. The chapters are all ended, and now I have nothing but space and opportunity to free fall into whatever's next for you, and really enjoying it, and having space for these things is very, very important, because that's the only way to really experience them and to be able to see them clearly. Because when you're tied to a whole bunch of stuff from the past, or a bunch of fear from the past, or any of that stuff, understand that you're not going to be able to navigate them, or you're not going to have enough energy available to show up for these things, you know? Because when you have things pulling on your energy from the past or draining you all the time, you might not have what it takes to go and meet this person, you know? Because it's like, when you have space, you know, you're sitting at the house, you're bored sometimes, you're just sitting there with nobody to talk to, and it's like, I don't know what to do. And then, you know, in that you decide, you know what, I'm just gonna go, who knows, to the coffee shop today, and just sit there for a bit and work on some stuff, you know? Just because, you know, you're bored, you have space, and it's like, that's when it's like, well, what do I feel like doing? You start to do things. And it's like, yeah, understand that without all these things falling apart, you may not have had energy to go there. And it's like, you went there and then you met this person, or you tried this drink, and it's like, wow, this is my favorite drink now. And now you're getting into a routine. Now you go there and you work there sometimes, and now this is the most productive you've ever been. It's like, you didn't go there for that. You were just kind of tired of just being in this space, having just so much space and opportunity and stuff. So you start to fill the space. And yeah, but without that space, you're not going to be jumping to different things, to new things, because we're creatures of habit. Honestly, if everything in your life was just working, you would probably just stick with it and just keep doing it. Like, I don't think, if everything in your life was just so much flow and just everything was so amazing, I don't think, in my experience, I don't think you'd sit there and be like, oh my God, like, let me seek out new things, let me go seek out new experiences, let me go seek out new people, when everybody in my life is so great. Let me go seek out a new job that makes me feel fulfilled when this job already makes me feel fulfilled, you know? So it's like, that feels like that's just what's unfolding right now. And yeah, I really just lost my train of thought again. I don't know what's going on. Damn. But no, the energy just feels very, very different, and it feels very pointed. And yeah, interesting is words don't even do it justice. Not any words I have. But yeah, I'm gonna just keep flowing with it and keep trusting. Oh, 012233, as I said that. Oh my God. And then these cards just slid off, and then I look and it's the magician. Hey, now you see me, now you don't. Like, that's what it feels like. Like, it's like the threads of energy are just kind of moving and just disappearing just as quickly as they came, honestly. And so I don't know if that means like, yo, okay, they get it, stop talking, move on, or what. But it's definitely interesting and very different. And then 9 of Cups on the bottom. It's like, where to next? Enjoy all these things that you've done for yourself, all these fruits of your labor. Also understand that you're in the middle of an answered prayer right now. It might be a prayer from when you were 6 years old, who knows? But the exact reality you're in right now is something you were asking for at a point in time. Yeah, it may have come, and the reality of it might be different, you know. That thing that you really wanted might have been the biggest lesson you've gotten all year, but understand it's an answered prayer nonetheless. So at the very, very least, it's an indicator of your power and your ability to create life, your ability to create your reality the way you want. So yeah, understand that. Take pride in it. Look around. Take scope. See how much of the things around you are things that you asked for at one point. See how much of your experience is an answered prayer, even if it's not something you pray for now, even if it's not something you even see as a blessing now. Understand that it is, and understand that, like I said, at the very least, it's proof of your magic. It's proof of what you are able to create for yourself. It's proof of your ability to manifest. So once you get clear on that, from that vibration, think about what's next. What's the next answered prayer? While also understanding that, yeah, once you get to it, you'll probably already be on to the next thing. You know, your eyes will probably already be further into the future, further up higher as you continue to ascend. And understand that that doesn't make where you are right now any less than. It's just understanding that by the time things play out in the physical, you have to be a certain amount of detached for things to even come into place, you know? So by the time it shows up in the physical, you're probably not sitting there like waiting for it anymore. You're probably detached from it because that's how things have to come in. If you're super attached to them, or you feel like, you know, like, oh, where is it? Where is you're waiting on it? Now you're in a lack vibration, so the things not aren't gonna even come in anyway. So just the fact that things were able to come into your experience means you were detached from them, even if it's just like, that doesn't mean like, oh, you don't care about it at all, or it's come it's like, oh, I don't even want that anymore. But it's just kind of like, oh, okay, like, yeah, thank you, that's really great. Like, but you're already, you know, experiencing that abundance. You're already experiencing that support, that love, or whatever it is that came in. You're already experiencing it, which is why it was able to come in. So understand that your present is always gonna feel like there's more to do, there's more to chase, there's more to go after. It's never going to feel like enough if you don't understand that. Like, if you don't really understand that at a deep, deep level, like, okay, like, by the time my things come in, chances are I'm going to already be mentally on to the next thing. So it's like, I can't, where I'm at right now has to be enough. I have to understand that I'm in the middle of an answered prayer right now, several answered prayers, honestly. And the next one is coming too. But this space I'm in right now doesn't have to be a space of lack. It doesn't have to be a space of reminders of where I'm not at, of what I don't have, or any of that. It can just be, wow, I'm in the middle of answered prayers. Oh yeah, I remember when I was 8 and I asked, and I was like, yeah, one day I'm gonna do this, or one day I'm gonna have this, or oh yeah, when I get to this age, I'm gonna have this, this, and that. And then you got to that age and you had it, or, you know. And it's just like, have that appreciation for those versions that wanted those things, you know. Be like, shit, if you, even if you're like, yo, I'm ready to get to this next thing, yo, be grateful for your 8-year-old self. Feel their gratitude, because it's still there. Feel the gratitude of the 14-year-old who just wanted to be able to go outside, who just wanted to be able to go hang out with his friends. And it's like, you sit here and decline offers to hang out with your friends all the time. Like, it's like, yo, have gratitude for them. Like, wow, like, I live a life that's so great that's like, wow, at one point I would have given everything. I would have sacrificed everything to go hang out with that friend. And it's like, right now, I get to choose myself and understand that, you know, that pours into my cup as well too. It's like, that's such a blessing. Like, imagine if you were still operating as that 8-year-old self who, you know, who was like, yo, the most important thing on their mind was being able to hang out. It's like, yo, they would have did anything to hang out. They would have skipped school. They would have sacrificed all type of things, got in trouble, got grounded, and all that, just, and it would have been worth it because they just wanted to hang with that friend. And it's like, now you get to do that all the time if you wanted to, and you get to do it so freely that there's times you don't even want to do it. So it's like, yeah, just understand that right now you're in the middle of an answered prayer from some version of you. Who knows which version of you? You know which version of you. But yeah, honor that and honor them through that, and allow that to kind of lead its way to peace in the present moment. Because, like, yeah, at any given moment, there's enough around you to remind you of where you've been and that you were asking for at any given time. So it's like, if you want proof of your abundance or you don't feel abundant, look around and think about who you've been, and talk to some of those versions. I'm going to keep telling y'all, have conversations with those past versions, write them letters, and realize, like, yo, like, you're doing it for them, and they're inside geeked right now, the very things that you're like, oh, I'm over this, or the things you're jaded with. It's like there's a version of you who, exactly where you are right now, they would not be able to contain themselves. They'd be bouncing off of walls and like, oh my god, wait, what? You get to do what? Wait, who? Like, what? Mom does what? Like, and it's like, that's how they would react to that stuff. And it's like, it's honestly a little sad that there's so much of a disconnect between, like, ourselves and the past versions of ourselves at times. Because it's like, yeah, it's like, once upon a time, like, this would have been everything times 10. And it's like, but now I find myself it not being enough. And it's like, wow, that's messed up, man. That 8-year-old version, you couldn't wait to get to where you are so they could do that. And then here you are there now with it. And you're like, it's whatever. It's like, what? Do not do them like that. You better have fun just for them. Like, and look, don't waste these opportunities, these blessings. I promise you. There's so much magic in the things that you don't look at as magical. I promise you, all of it is magical, you know? Because it's like, I'm trying to think. It's like, I'm trying to make an example, but I literally feel like everything is magical. So it's like, anything I could say is like, duh, like, yeah, that could be magical. Because to me it is. But I know everybody doesn't look at things like that. It's like, I don't know, like this pen is magical. Like look at it. Like, it kind of looks like a car. Like it's got like the race car vibes. The red. It's like cherry red with the silver accents. Like I don't know. Like it feels like the way a nice foreign car feels when you look at it. To me, at least. It's like it's just a pen. There's somebody who's gonna be like, oh, it's just a pen, bro. And you might just be thinking like it's just a pen, but it's like to you, and it's like to me, like this is full of magic. Look at the smile on my face just talking about it. It's like that's the power we have here. And it's like the more you can shed what's not you, the more you can to hone in and nurture that your connection to it all, the more experience there is to be, the more magic there is to be experienced by you. And not because there's gonna be a whole bunch of super crazy mystical new experiences, but because you realize like it's all magical. It's literally all magical, and it's only as magical as you make it. It's like if you keep a rigid and narrow perspective of what magic is, that'll be your experience with magic. It'll be real narrow and real specific. But if you can kind of widen it and soften it and realize like, yo, everything's magical at the point it becomes magical, it is, you know. Like like I said, this pen is just a pen until it reminds me of something that's like, oh man, yeah, this is really cool. You know, it looks like that other thing, or oh yeah, look, wow, I like the way it feels, or oh wow, I like the way it writes. You know, it's like there, everything has so many qualities and so many angles for you to look at it from. So it's like, dude, I challenge you to just go find the most mundane thing in your environment and make it magical. And you can, and find a way to challenge yourself to be like, yo, how can I find the magic in this? Or how can I create a moment right now that's like literally magical, something that I'll never forget? And you can. Anything. You can go find a shoe and make it magical. You can go find a nickel and make it magical. Like anything. And if you don't believe me, I really challenge you to go do it. And challenge yourself and try. And when it works, realize that you can do that to everything. You can replicate that process with anything that shows up in your experience, anything you have, anything at your disposal. It's like if you're bored, you can definitely go, yeah, you can go tap in with just about anything and make it something. It's like as kids, we know that. These kids will play with anything. Their imagination is everything. Cats, animals know that too. Like dogs will sit there and play with anything. They'll sit there. You drop something on the floor, and now they're sitting there playing with it. Or like you'll drop something, now the cat's smacking it across the room and chasing it and smacking it and following it. It's like everybody gets that, but humans. It seems like everybody understands that everything is magical. Everything can inspire. Everything can be play. Everything is like the best thing ever in the world, as long if you treat it that way. But it's like, yeah, these brains and all this free will we got, it's like we're so far removed from that. And it's like we see fun, or we accept fun to be the things you go out and do, or you plan this event, or you go do this thing. And it's like, dude, fun is whatever the hell you have fun doing, honestly. So yeah, I challenge you to soften your awareness and allow yourself to have some fun, and in the most mundane of places, in the most unlikely places. um, Capricorn and light work. And the first thing I heard in my head was um, getting outside and doing the work out there. Because the Capricorn is giving me like earth energy, and light work is feeling like, interacting with the people. Because I know a lot of light workers, a lot of our stuff. Um, yeah, we typically do our work in the ways we do our work. Some of us, to ourselves, we get things done, we share, or we talk to people from a distance. Especially with all these online collectives and communities. Um, but this feels like bringing the light like outside, like, and that might just be like, like today I'm gonna go for a walk and I'm gonna wave at everybody I see, or at the store, I'm gonna strike up random conversations with whoever I end up standing next to for more than a couple seconds. And it's like that, and just shedding the light and shining your light and amplifying the energies outside, um, and in a really, really grounded way, and understanding that goes really far right now. So yeah, if you're somebody who identifies as a light worker, or if you have a spiritual practice of any kind or anything like that, the call is definitely to, hey, get it going outside, and to take it on the road. Take your light on tour. And yeah, like I said, it doesn't have to be anything big. It doesn't have to be like now you're outside doing tarot readings on the corner, to anybody who pops up, or like you're out there preaching and telling somebody, oh, oneness is the truth, everybody. And, like you don't have to do that, but really just going out and engaging and doing the light work in person, showing and leading by example. Like, I'm definitely not saying to go talk nobody's ear off or try to go convince somebody of stuff, they're not ready to be convinced of, but really just allowing people to experience your light and feel it and all that stuff in a really real way. But also got 11 and also heard 1E1 in my head, which is so childish, but that's fun. So yeah, and just looking at it, also it looks like a path to me, like it's a little pathway, like you can walk between it. And wow, that's a really interesting thing. So in my head, I'm noticing like how important the space in this number is. Like the number is 11, and I feel like we typically identify with the 1-1, but it's like this space in between here really makes or breaks the number. Like without the space at all, like if they were to get, it would just look like a 1. Even if you put them right next to each other with no space, it would just look like a thick 1, right? It wouldn't look like a number. So it's like, yes, these lines are important in it being an 11, but what's carrying most of the weight and what's gluing this whole thing together is this space in between. Because that's what lets you know that it's an 11. That's what separates an 11 from a 1. Like I said, there was no space at all. They'd look really close, but it would just look like a thick 1. Like you wouldn't see any separation just because it's thicker. You would just be like, oh, okay, it's a thick 1. So that being said, that's just what it feels like. Pay attention to the space of things. Like in a conversation, the space, like this is you talking, they're talking, you talking, them talking, you talking, them talking. And then the space between, there's also information there, when nobody's talking, when y'all are just processing, or maybe that little awkward moment when y'all are just looking at each other, or that moment when you said something and they kind of looked away, or they were visibly uncomfortable. Those spaces that aren't necessarily them talking, you talking, them talking, you talking, but the space in between, which really glues the whole thing together, just like the space in the number. And it just feels like, be mindful of that in your walking life, in your experiences, and anywhere. And especially if it's somewhere where you're feeling confusion, where it's like, damn, this person's saying one thing, but our experience is another thing. Or, I don't understand, I keep doing the X, Y, Z, but the results aren't really matching what I'm getting. Pay attention to the spaces. It's not necessarily just the physical of like, this is what I'm doing, this is the outcome. This is what I'm doing, this is the outcome. This is what I'm doing, this is the outcome. Okay, and the spaces might be, okay, what are you not doing? Okay, what is needed? Like, okay, this is what you're doing, this is the outcome. Well, what is actually needed? Like if you're providing a service maybe, and you're like, damn, I'm really doing this to sell the service, and it's like, boom, the outcome is nobody's buying the service. But it's like, damn, I'm advertising, I'm spending all this money on advertising, I'm posting all this content, boom, nobody's buying the service is the outcome. It's like, okay, what is needed is in the space. Like, okay, what do they actually need? What is stopping them from buying is in the space. What they even think of the service and what you're providing is in the space. And it's like, that's very important. And it's like, if you're only just focused on the 1 and the 1 and the 1 and the 1 and the 1, you're going to miss much more of what's actually important and what's actually coloring the situation. So, yeah, that was a bit of a different read, but yeah, that felt very important. And I feel like you guys understood what I was getting at. Wow. Oh, this journey is cool, man. It's like, yeah, I would have never thought that's what a reading of that card would have looked like when I wrote that. Oh, yeah. I love it here, man. The journey that keeps on unfolding. Who are you? Who are you? Ask yourself. Get really clear on that. And I don't care if you spend all this time with yourself, you feel like you just know who you are so well, and you just know exactly what's going on. I challenge you to ask yourself, who are you? I'm also feeling called to tell you to journal on it. I might journal on it. It feels like a good topic. and just really getting clear on that and allowing yourself to just write. Don't even think too hard. um, Automatic writing might be really good for this. And automatic writing is just when you just go and go and go, and you don't think about it. You just let your hand go, and you just express everything. Just let it keep going, let it keep going. And it might, at first it might feel a little weird, or like, but as you keep going, like, you'll definitely get a flow, and you just allow it to keep going. So yeah, answer, who are you? You might be surprised at what comes out. um, and you might realize that you're somebody who you might not have ever seen yourself as, but it's like, damn, that is me. So yeah, definitely get clear on that right now. And like I said, we're in Scorpio season, so transformations are everything right now. So getting clear on who you are is very important, so you can shed the things you aren't. If you don't know what's you and what's not you, you're going to be hesitant to shed anything, because it's all just your normal. And just because they're things you're used to, doesn't mean they're things that are actually you and things that are best for you. So getting clear on who you are allows you to, okay, this is who I am. And then now you can take that step further of being like, okay, what's not me? Like, what needs to go, or what isn't in alignment to who I know myself to be, especially as I've just now gotten clear on that again. So yeah, definitely spend some time getting clear on that. And like I said, journal it. If you're a journaler and you like to write, definitely use that as a journal prompt. um, Six of Pentacles with the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom in reverse. And this feels like two things. This feels like the things that are coming in right now for you are a result of karma, which I know typically, karma, the connotation that karma gets is like you do bad, and then, the universe is going to come and, crack down on you and, give you all the bad that you did back. But at its root, karma is just cause and effect. It's like you put this in, you get this out. And yeah, what you put in is what you get out. So this feels like the things that are coming in for you right now are definitely a result of karma, whether that be good or bad. I'm feeling like it's mostly good. I feel like, yeah, it's just the good that you've been putting out, the love, the support, and all that. And even the abundance, if you're somebody who's been helping people, and, whether it be with resources or with actual, like, money and stuff like that, understand that's coming back in this season. And the Wheel of Fortune reverse just kind of just supports that, in the sense that it feels like the things that you put out, like, this is a focus on your outputs more so than your inputs. Yeah, and it feels like, yeah, they're just coming back to you. And this is like in a season where you might be somebody who's kind of, right now things might be really hard, and it's like, damn. And you might even be like, damn, if I would have just, not given so much of myself, had I just, been selfish, had I not just been the caring person that I am, I probably wouldn't be in this situation. But understand that don't spend too much time feeling that way, and don't allow that to put you in a vibration that's not true to your essence and who you are. And understand that you help those people because that's who you are, and that's okay. And the things that are coming back right now that are going to bless you in this moment are a direct result of those things. So yes, they didn't come in right away. Yes, there's a perspective where you could be like, wow, if I didn't help them, I'd be so much further along. But understand that that's not the reality of the situation, and that where you are right now came with lessons. Where you are right now showed you who you are, showed you who other people are, who showed you who you can rely on, who you can't rely on, and all that. And now that you understand all that and you're clear on all that, and you're shedding these things, you're letting people go, you're putting things to rest, and you're realigning to the life that's you and that aligns to you, that okay, now you get to get everything back that you put out. And understand that the universe was holding it for you as you went through your lessons, as you were getting clear on all these things, and as you were becoming the person who can hold all the things that you're creating for yourself, who can sustain them all and truly experience them to the depth in which they're to be experienced. And now that you've done that, it's like, okay, here we're bringing back everything you put out tenfold. 014444, as I said that. And yeah, it's just your time. And understand that don't fall getting caught up in these illusions, because there's so many illusions. And it's like, it's easy to feel like, it's easy to feel like the way ahead is to be selfish. The way ahead is to screw people over, because that's what the people at the top are doing. Or it's like nobody's facing repercussions for the terrible things they're doing. Or it's easy to look around and feel like, what's the point in being a good person when it's like, this person's terrible and they're getting this thing, and that person was a great person and they're sitting here suffering this thing. It's like, it's just easy to feel that pull to go, say F it and just go be whatever. And it's like, no, continue to be you, because there's so much life left. And it's like, if you could zoom out and see the big picture, you wouldn't spend any time thinking that way. You just continue to do you, and know that, oh, okay, I'm going to be exactly where I'm supposed to be. And it's going to be a direct result of me being who I am this whole time, even when it was hard to be, even when nobody else was doing it, nobody was celebrating it, even when it was thankless. And understand that it's not thankless. It may feel like it, and that's only because you're looking for thanks from the outside. You're looking for validation from the outside. You're looking to keep up, or you're trying to control the outcomes. You're trying to control what your life looks like, which is reasonable. That's what anybody's doing. As if you're living a life you love, and you're trying to create a life that loves you back. But it's like, understand that the validation comes from within. The validation comes from how you feel when you do the things, and that you understand that they're authentically you and they came from your heart, and that you're not spending any time being fake. You're not spending any time manipulating. You're not spending any time or energy being anything other than you. And it's like, you can hang your hat on that and understand that your life is going to match. So if it doesn't match right now, understand that. Keep going. Just keep going. And please don't stop showing up, and don't stop showing up as you. And understand that, the life that matches who you are, that's in alignment to you, comes from you doing the things that are you and that align to you. So, yeah. Two of Cups. And it just feels like coming into union with yourself. Like, the version of you you've been chasing meets the version of you that you are. And you realize that there was never any separation. The only difference between who you've been and who you are, who you're becoming, is just the awareness and the acceptance of that being who you are. Because the only way to become is to be anyway. Like, if you want to become more disciplined, you don't become more disciplined without practicing being disciplined. There's not, I'm trying to think of a way that you become more disciplined without simply just practicing it. Like, if you're somebody who always says you're going to do something, but then, time comes and you're like, I don't want to do that. It's like, the only way to combat that is to choose differently each time it comes up. Like, is to have the awareness and know, like, I always, my follow through is weak. I'm not really disciplined with that. And to understand that, okay, at every time where I get to make a choice, it's like, okay, are you going to follow through, or are you going to, that your follow through is weak, It's like, the more times you can choose to follow through, the more times you can choose to be like, all right, no, let me be disciplined. You're going to look up and you're going to be disciplined now. But there's no other way to get to that point without being disciplined. So it's like, you become by being, honestly. And so you realize, like, the separation between you and your higher self and your future self and all that is just you making that choice and owning it and continuing to choose that over and over and over and over again until it becomes something you don't have to choose to do, but you look up and it's just how you operate. And that's the process right there. And that's what this feels like. Like, yes, they're two different people there, And this also might be the balancing of the divine masculine and feminine inside. And it's like, my nose, like, that never happens, but when I'm reading, it definitely do be happening. So I'm gonna pay more attention to that. But it feels like the masculine and feminine energies coming into balance as well. Your ability to receive with your ability to act, your ability to trust your intuition and then act on what your intuition is giving you. knowing when to move and when to sit, knowing when to listen and when to talk. All those are a balance of masculine and feminine energy. Um, it's a give and take. Life is a constant give and take, and it's like you find yourself on one side or the other in the flow of things. And understanding that both sides are important and that naturally that's how things operate is very important. And this what this feels like just feels like you're coming into a season of understanding that, and not just understanding it but embodying it and receiving the blessings that come with that understanding and those knowings and that way of operating. So hell yeah. Oh, I was about to say I'm gonna pull a few more and then call it. But yeah, they're still jumping, they're still going. Like it seems like the energy is definitely still kicking. So I'll sit with it a little longer. But I know we're approaching 2 hours and I don't want to keep y'all here all night. But Eight of Cups. Yeah, it just feels like we're headed places again. Like yeah, we continue to leave behind what's not in alignment anymore. The things that we're just done with, that we're shedding, all that. And we continue to keep heading towards that big cup, our wish fulfillment. It's like we're not gonna stop till we get there. And it's like this was nice. All this stuff is nice. Like yeah, it was great while it lasted, but it's time to keep walking and honoring that feeling, and not feeling you have to settle. I know it feels like you gotta be happy with what you have, just accept it and but it's like no, because it's like at one point in time this is what you wanted, and then you got it. And it's like before that there was something else you wanted, and it's like had you settled at that other thing you wouldn't even got this thing. So why would you settle here? Because had you settled before you wouldn't even have this. So it's like it's gonna continue to be like that. So why settle ever? Continue to actualize what you see for yourself. 015151 on the timer. And it's like there's so much waiting for you, and it's all to be experienced by you. Like I promise you, when I say that everything you ever want is coming in, I mean that. And it's like you can have everything you ever wanted. Like there's no limit. There's nothing saying you can only experience this much. You can only have this much. The universe is not on a budget. They're not trying to save up their money or save up their resources. Like the only limit between you and what you get to have is your own blocks, your own understanding of the world, your own mind, your own vibration, and all that. The things that we're working to cultivate and in the process of becoming and actualizing things we see up for ourselves. And understand that it's all yours as much as you can allow room for it, as long as you can shed the programming, as long as you can shed the conditioning, you can unlearn things that are keeping you blocked and disempowered, and replace them with the truth and all that. Yeah, the world is your oyster. And it's like, yeah, you're your biggest project and you're your biggest creation. Like the more tapped in you can get with yourself, the more aligned with truth and the universal energies and the universal law and the universal flow of things, the more you can experience. Because now you're working with the universe, you're working with God to create your life in the flow of things, using the natural energies, the natural resources, the natural flow to create your life. And it's like you can do that. And it's like you understand that as you continue to do it, as you continue to shed who you are and get to deeper and deeper and deeper to the truth of you. And through that truth of you, you will understand oneness. And you understand that you're made of the very things that you're asking for help. You're made of the very things that you're afraid of. You're made of the very things that nourish your body. You're made of the very things that make you so happy. And all that. So yeah, you are source. So it'd be foolish to not believe that you can work with source to create your life, because it's all you. It's all you, just at different frequencies, vibrating in a different way. And that being said, King of Pentacles at the bottom. What would you do if you knew you could have it all? If you knew that whatever you wanted could happen, what would you do? It's like, hey, start taking the steps towards doing that, because that's the truth. That's the reality of the situation here. You can have it all. You can have anything you can put your mind to. If you can see it, you can achieve it. Like all the I always think back to all those things that we hear as kids. Like that just sounds like cool little words to keep you motivated. It's like, dude, there's so much universal truth and actual truth and the deepest lessons of the universe in a lot of them, you know? Like how many times have you heard follow your heart? Like especially as a kid, like they tell you that all the time. Follow your heart, follow your heart, oh, follow your dreams. Like and it's like, dude, that's the truth. Like, yes, you're supposed to do that. You're really, really supposed to do that. And it leads you to so many places. And it's like, that's the truth. If you knew you could have anything, if you knew you could do anything, it was all possible, what would you do? And the fact that you have an answer to that tells you like that's what you're supposed to do. So please go do that. And don't spend any more time waiting for permission. Don't spend any more time feeling like you're here to do anything else. Honestly, like what's the point of sitting here and doing everything right and, you know, handling all these responsibilities and taking on all these burdens and all that just for the call in your heart to go unanswered? Like that's fucked up. Like that's really fucked up that people even have to make that choice, you know, and that a lot of people don't even feel empowered to do that. It's like, yeah, that's gonna make me upset. Oh, I feel all emotional about that. Cause like, dude, everybody should know that. Everybody should really, really understand that. Yeah, you're here with the things in your heart for a reason. Like you're chasing the things you're chasing for a reason. The things that light you up for a reason. You're not here to do anything else besides those things. Like everything else is, yes, for sure, is bonus. It's awesome, but it's like at the end of the day, those things in your heart, those calls that you get, the things that matter to you, that you know that stuff. Please honor yourself and make those things happen. It's like I don't think you'll ever regret chasing your dreams. I don't think you'll ever regret going after the visions that you had for yourself or none of that. But I feel like it'd be way more hurtful in the end to look back and you did everything right and you're still like, I really wish I would have did that thing, or like I wonder had I given it 2 years where that could have went, or had I like gave it an honest chance where that could have went. And it's like, don't leave that on the table. Please don't leave that on the table. Give it your all, and if at some point you give up later down the line, then okay. But at least that you'll be able to look back and be like, you tried. Like I gave it my all. It just wasn't for me, and that's way more. You can accept that way more than a million possibilities. And that one possibility in your head where it worked, and you could have had this, and you could have had that, or you could have been living this life that you see this person living, and it's like, which may not even be the truth, but you don't even know because you didn't even try. So it's like, yeah, don't let that happen, please. That would literally break my heart. If you take one thing from here, it's, do what you're doing, follow your dream, follow those calls in your heart, because yeah, anything else we can live with, but yeah, not us going after what we felt called to go after, because it's not going to change. I think you know that it's not going to change. That call is never just going to go away. And even if it has, I'm sure it came back a few times, and you just always find yourself thinking about it. It's like, yeah, it hasn't gone away yet, so don't wait too long. Please don't wait too long. The Empress. And I'm being drawn to the number 3. Numbers have been very significant today. Like, I feel like I don't typically even address the numbers of them, but they feel very important. Oh, and there's 3 people in here right now. Yeah, I'm hearing wishes, like a genie, how a genie grants you 3 wishes. I'm not really getting any context of that, so maybe that might mean something to somebody. But yeah, 3 wishes. But yeah, besides that, it's just be confident. Like I said, trust yourself. Understand that the things that are calling to you, the things that feel right to you, and all that is valid just for that reason alone. And that's a lot of information right there that you can trust. I'm also being drawn to the stars. on her head. It's all blurry. You see the stars on like her headdress. Yeah, and then I just heard you're made of literal stardust. I'm also being drawn to the pomegranates too. I can't remember what they're good for, but I know, yeah, pomegranates have spiritual significance for sure. But I can't remember off the top of my head. So if that feels resonant, definitely go look into pomegranates. Or if you typically like pomegranates, definitely go look into the spiritual significance and see if there's a message there for you. Yeah. Also, make sure y'all are grounding, y'all. Get out into nature. Get your feet into the grass. Yeah, and wiggle your toes in a little bit. Got the lovers on the bottom. Yeah, and this just feels like I heard pay attention. Oh, I heard pay attention. This is where it gets good. I'm like, let me cover their parts and stuff. Usually I'm not. I don't care about the censorship part, but it came to mind, so I'll honor it. But yeah, this feels like pay attention. This is where it gets good, and it feels like the angel up there is like, oh, he's about to do his trick. He's like, y'all ready? Y'all ready? And he's about to make something happen. And he's like, wait for it, wait for it now, and he does it. And that's what this feels like. It's like, hey, pay attention, don't miss it. Don't sit there too hands-on, too worried, too fearful that you miss the magic that unfolds, because it's gonna unfold regardless. But yeah, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to be on the back end of it and already happened. You're like, oh wow, like everything worked out, everything shifted, everything was so great. It's like, yeah, but you can enjoy it now. You can know that everything's gonna work out now, and you can allow it to work out now and enjoy that process. And knowing that, yeah, this is it. This is, as you do all these things, you get clear, you shed all these things, you recommit to your path and to who you are and to what you're here to do. You shed what's not for you. You recommit to the things that you're taking with you. Yeah, once you do all that, understand that all that's left to do is let go and watch the magic happen, and yeah, get the popcorn ready. And my fucking goodness, bro. I don't know. This has been the most casually profound reading ever. Like, I feel like it feels so casual, like we're just chilling, and like even my delivery is like chill and all that, but I don't like, it feels crazy. So we got the magician on the bottom again, and on the split we got the fool. We got the 0 card and the 1 card. We getting clear, and we taking that first step, and that's the name of the game right now. Right now we're in that 0 space, getting clear where the things are coming up. We're purging. We're taking scope of who's for us, who's not for us. We're taking scope of what we're leaving behind and what's coming to an end, and how we've grown. And it's like, once you're done with that, you take your little bag of things that are coming with you. You know, after you shed all the dead weight, you realize you don't need much. All you need is you, and you got to pack light to go high, to ascend anyway. Because remember, we're ascending. More light. You got to get lighter. The more dense you are, and the more things you have holding you down, you know, it's going to be harder to anchor in that light and to really stay anchored into that light, because you're going to always have stuff pulling you out of it, and things that are keeping you to this lower density. So yeah, you see his bag is real small, and he got a little flower, and he got his hardest fit on. That's it. And he's ready to jump off the cliff, and he's done this so many times, he knows that he's gonna get caught. He's been to these cliffs before. And look, the dog knows nobody's scared. Everybody's hip that everything's gonna be okay. And then boom, it's time to pick up your wand. It's time to work your magic and start to create the life you want consciously. So yeah, the magician was the first card out to let us know what the theme was for today, and then it was just all up and through there the whole time after. So right, I'm gonna pull. Oh, I was about to say. Yeah, a lot of these cards are repeating, and it's crazy because there's so many cards in the deck, and it's like, but the same cards keep coming out. These cards came out already. And I still feel like there's cards we haven't seen at all on Monday Magic, like, which is also really, really cool to me. But it also makes you really, really trust it, because like even if the cards come out over and over again, it's like, yeah, but there's cards we have not seen in months, like months of doing this. But yeah, Ace of Swords and Hierophant. And yeah, the light around the sword, like how it kind of sits there damn near perfectly, feels like the time of learning is over. Like, yes, you've been watching these readings, you've been learning universal laws, you've been learning how things work, how they don't work, you've been learning about the conditioning and how those in power have stayed in power, you've learned about the world and how it's changed and how it got the way it is, all these types of things. But now it's like the call is boom, look, the spotlight being on the sword, it's like, okay, it's time for you to take this sword, take your crown, and it's time to execute now. You've gone clear, you did all the learning, you listened to those who need to teach you, you listened to those guides. At points you were the guide and you've guided others. But now it's time. It's time to make the shifts, it's time to act, and it's time to step into this next chapter. And this next chapter has you on your throne. But not just on your throne tucked away in the throne room, but you also got your sword too. Which gives me lead by example vibes. And it's not just about leadership or just telling people what to do or like, oh, I'm wise, listen to me. But it's literally like, yo, I'm not just gonna give y'all the orders. I'm gonna give y'all the orders, and I'm gonna be on the front lines. And if you got questions, I'm right here. You can ask me, but I'm out here. So there's no reason to doubt me. There's no reason to doubt what I'm telling you, because at the end of the day, I'm out here too. And I'm not only am I out here, but I'm in the front. Like, I'm gonna be the first one to face all the things I told you about. I'm gonna be the first one to report back what's going on and let you know. So it's like, you can stay at home, you can be scared, or you can get out here with me, but you know where to find me. And that just feels like exactly where you are right now. And it's like, it's time to lead. And this is your opportunity to do so. And I know you'll take it, so enjoy that process. But that being said, I'm gonna pull one last oracle card, and then I'm gonna pull one last tarot card to close out the energy, to get whatever final message we need. And then yeah, I'm gonna call it a day. And then yeah, I just saw go on the shuffle. I saw go with an exclamation point on the split, my bad. And then I saw go down the rabbit hole at the bottom. So, heavy movement energy. But yeah, all right. Get the oracle, and then, okay. And I'm gonna get the tarot card. Hey, this one was a long one. Honestly, didn't feel as long as the other ones, to me at least. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still craving the outside energy though. So y'all stay tuned. Might surprise y'all one of these days and head out there. Have a midweek magic or something. It's funny because I hadn't thought about that name. Like, I hadn't thought about nothing, but it came through so clear just now. So now I feel like it's actually gonna happen for real. That was cute. Okay, 2 cards came out, and I guess I have discipline issues. It's okay. Let me not even affirm that. Okay, 2 more. All right, I'm done. Okay, what are we feeling? Should we do oracle first? Go down the rabbit hole. The one that came out and I put it back and kept shuffling. It definitely came out again. So you can't make this stuff up, y'all. I be telling y'all. Hope y'all be seeing the magic in all this stuff, because it really be like, wow, to me. Even though it's, it's stuff that's happened and stuff I know to happen like that, it still be like, especially on camera, it's like, oh, look, see, I told y'all. You feel like, like I caught it and there's proof. Like, I'm not crazy, look. But yeah, go down the rabbit hole. And the 4 cards that came out are Five of Swords. And this just feels like have confidence this week, y'all. And understand that you're fresh off of slaying dragons. Like, so if you feel like you're tired, if you feel like you need, you're a little beat up right now, if you feel like, well, yo, like this is so crazy, understand, hey, you just slayed some dragons. Like, you're gonna be a little tired, and that's okay. Give yourself what you need and be gracious. Don't allow anybody to make you move faster than you're willing to move right now, and don't allow anybody to make you feel like you have to be doing this, and don't allow yourself to feel like you have to be hella productive, or else there's a problem. Allow yourself to rest if you feel like resting, and understand that, hey, your body knows, your soul knows, all these things know a little bit more than you know in your conscious mind. Like, so if your body's telling you to rest, hey, you might know that, okay, you got this thing coming in tomorrow, and you got to have full energy to embrace it and to show up for it, but you don't know you have it yet. So now you're just trying to account for the fearful reasons in which I got to be productive, I got to produce. And it's like, yo, relax, go ahead and rest, because tomorrow you have a big day, and it's going to make up for all the production you didn't do today. And so it's okay. But you don't know. All you know is that you got the call to rest, and all you're being asked to do is honor it. That's all you need to know, honestly. So yeah, don't allow anybody or yourself or your mind to pressure you, because like you know what's up. High Priestess, and this continues to come out, and this always just feels like, and not just because it always feels like, but even right now it feels like, go within. You have to go within. Like, getting these messages is cool, but you have access to all this stuff yourself. Like, I don't have access to anything that you don't have access to. I'm not connected to anything you can't connect with, like nothing like that. So understand that you can get all the same information inside, and probably in a language that you speak better than me giving it to you. So yeah, it just feels like, yeah, the High Priestess within you, which is just you, is waiting for you inside, and to introduce you to a world of things. And yeah, make sure you're meditating. Um, if you've been called to, get your own deck of cards or use other divination tools, yeah, answer the call and understand that there's things that are trying to reach you. And like I always say, like, it doesn't matter how many readings you watch, how many times, we connect and we do this thing. 021221 on the timer. There's messages that are just for you. There's messages that I don't have access to, that you still need to receive, that are still waiting for you if you want to receive them. So it's like, the best way to get them is to go ahead and get acclimated with your guides, get acclimated with the tools that you have at your disposal. Um, um, I'm over here getting hung up on the fact that's at your disposal. Y'all know I don't like those type of words. Yeah, so just take it. I was gonna say take advantage. I don't see take advantage, dispose, all those words. Um, Utilize, work with, co-create with these energies, and yeah, understand that they're all for you. So go within, please. Ten of Wands. Fall in love with the mundane. Fall in love with doing the work. Fall in love with carrying the weight that feels like that to the untrained eye might seem like burdens, but it's not. It's not a burden when it's aligned to your heart, when it makes you feel fulfilled. Like, to someone, feeding homeless people every Saturday, every third Saturday of the month might be tedious, or might be like, like, no, I don't really, that sounds like a burden to have to do that every month. But to somebody else, that's like, that's not enough. Like, I wish I could do this every single day. So it's like, that's the reality of it. Like, just because it is to some people, even if it's to a lot of people who would consider that a burden, doesn't make it a burden, because it's not a burden to you, and your reality works out. It's a work. So if it makes you feel fulfilled, do it, because it makes you feel fulfilled. No matter what it looks like, no matter what, to anybody else, what it would be, what it is to you is what's real. So yeah, take pride in doing the thing and doing the work, and in carrying the weight that you choose to carry every single day. And like I said, if you're recommitting to everything that you're committed to all the time, and you're not doing anything just because you've been doing it, that you can take pride in doing this, because it's like, I chose this. Why would I sit here and I really don't want to do this when this morning I woke up and chose this? I literally was like, yep, I still want to do that. Yep, that's still in alignment to who I am. Yep, that's still the life I want to live. And this is you getting to live that life. So why would you do it with anything other than gratitude on your heart? You chose to do this today. You're not just there because you've been there. You're there because today you woke up and decided, yep, this is still in alignment to who I am, and you went out there. So it's like, be empowered in doing so, because at any time you can choose differently. So, and then the last one was the Emperor. It's like the world's in your hands. Aries might be significant. I'm being drawn to the Rams. It's like the world's in your hand. Don't spend too much time watching your back to a point where you don't get to enjoy the world being in your hand, you know? It's like you literally have the whole world in your hand and you're worried about what somebody coming to take it, or what somebody else is talking about, or what they think about what you have going on, or you know, how they're receiving, or the narratives they're spreading. It's like, dude, you have the world in your hands. They can talk about whatever they want. Like, you have a, go experience these things, man. Go enjoy your life. Go create a life worth talking about. And if you are doing that, understand people are going to talk about it. Like, that's just how things go. So yeah, this week, don't spend too much time being worried about yourself in like a fearful type of way. Go into this week expecting everything to work out, and even the things that are kind of crumbling and the chaos outside, understand that the Scorpio season, transformations, deaths, rebirths, um, spooky things, the occult, like all that is very, very prominent right now. So to the untrained eye, things might be scary and crazy outside, but it's like you just know, like, this is the darkness, and especially because most of us don't spend time looking at the darkness. So a lot of our darkness is kind of ugly and unkept, and it's just been accumulating. So as everybody's going through these things, and like we were talking about the purging energies and the things that are coming up and things dying away and being released, understand that yeah, outside might seem a little scary because everybody's releasing these crazy things. Everybody's darkness is really, really up to the surface right now. So it makes sense that outside would seem weird, and that all these things are playing out, because it's like, yeah, even the planet itself is undergoing the purging and the transformations of death and rebirth. Like, it doesn't stop just with the humans. Like, it's all of nature. It's this whole planet. Everything. It's everything. So, yeah, understand that. Just be safe. Just be safe. Be safe too, but be confident and understand that you're safe, and that yeah, things might feel a little crazy right now, but that's just the season, and that's the name of the game right now. Especially we're also in fall, like we're in harvest season, and we're getting ready for winter. So we're transitioning right now, and we're undergoing a lot as a collective and as individuals. So yeah, understand that nothing changed though. The world is still in your hand. You're still, everything is still right here for you. Don't feel like it's all gone, or like you're getting further away, you're slipping into old habits. Understand that if anything, you're closer than you've ever been, for sure. And as you shed these things and yeah, create space, they're gonna ground right in, because they've been trying to get in. They've been here for us, and they've been trying to get into your field. You just haven't been at a vibrational match for the most part. Um, so yeah, just really anchor into yourself, anchor into anchor into your knowings. Think back to all the things you've been learning, everything you've known up until this point, and yeah, what it's all for. Recommit to yourself. Go talk to your inner child a little bit. Like, this is really a time of like looking back, but not looking back as in like, oh man, I missed that time, or looking back like, oh man, like things were so good there, but looking back and just seeing how everything played its part to get you to exactly where you are right now, and how it's all unfolding to where you're going. And understand that you're in the middle of the greatest story ever told. I keep telling y'all that. It's like, don't wait for the story, for it to be clear to everybody to finally accept it as the truth. And it's like, you can be operating in that energy right now, and you can be continuing to create from that energy right now, Don't wait for the proof. You are the proof. So go be the proof. Like, it's literally that simple. And as long as you feel different, you're different. As long as you feel evolved, you're evolved. As long as you feel abundant, rich, supported, loved, you are all those things. So go be it, and understand that in that process, that everything that comes to you will match. Like, you'll attract love, you'll attract the riches, you'll attract all these things because you're moving as them, because you are them. And in those moments, there's no separation. So all you're doing is walking around just collecting, like, oh, I'm here to get my abundance, here to get my love, here to get my support. Oh, thank you, like, because like it's yours because you are those things. So go down the rabbit hole. Remember, that was what popped up with the cards. Go down the rabbit hole on all these things. 02-2020, as I had said that. Yeah. Allow the magic to find you and understand that it's all magic. That's the biggest awakening there is that it's all magic. You're not waiting on certain things to come in. It's all here for you. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all. It feels, I don't know. Not gonna lie, it definitely feels like something's missing. So I'm gonna honor that. Let's see. 2 more cards. Two more. Damn. Okay. I'll just take these 2. And Temperance, because I saw it earlier. The first thing, okay, I guess I'll show you all the cards first. Temperance. Page of Pentacles. 2 of Pentacles. King of Wands again. Knight of Cups. 10 of Cups again, but in reverse. And then 7 of Swords, which was the first thing that popped out. The first thing I noticed on the cards was how many of them have like their eyes closed and how many of them have like smirks on their faces. Because like the Knight of Cups, his eyes are closed, he has a smirk. 2 of Pentacles, his eyes are closed and he has a smirk. Temperance, eyes closed, smirk. And then, so for me, it's like, that just feels like the energy of like not trusting what you're seeing only, but understand that what you feel and what you know is just as real as what you're seeing, if not more real. Because like I always say, the physical is the last place these things play out. So understand that what you're seeing play out in the physical is not an indicator of where you are right now. It's more so an indicator of where you've been and where you're coming from. So there's all this madness going on back here, but he knows that he can change his future present moment by changing his present moment right now. In the present, he is infinite in his ability to balance these things and to choose perspectives and to continue to do his work, even though things may look like they're crazy or they're not working or they're chaotic. And I'm saying that that's you, and you have the ability to, like I said, handle the light, handle the dark, and understand that it all is your magic, and that in this balancing act, in your alchemy, it all serves you, and it becomes no different in that sense, is that it all just leads you to more of yourself. And that really feels like what's going on right now, especially in this season. And Temperance feels the same way. Like look, they got the same type of energy going. Like this just feels like maybe the physical, and this feels like in the spiritual, because he's like out there in the treacherous area, and this is like an angel working with the cups and defying gravity and all type of stuff. But they're doing the same work. They're both alchemizing. They're both balancing. They're both 0224 34, as I said that. Um, I thought it said 0224 24. But yeah, and you got the Knight of Cups. It's like he's just following. It feels like he's following his heart. Like, especially with cups being a suit of the emotions and water and being fluid and going with the flow. That's exactly what he feels like. Like he's got his cup in his hand. He's got his other hand on the rein. He's got like a loose hold on the horse. He's not sitting there rushing. He's not sitting there worried he's gonna fall off the horse or that the horse is gonna, knock him off or anything. He's chilling. His eyes are closed. He's got a smirk. His hands are occupied. Like he's in no condition to protect himself. He's in no condition to see what's coming. He's in no condition to do anything other than be blissfully wherever he is within his mind right now. His eyes are closed, and it's like that's all that matters to him right now is what I get the sense of. And the horse is accommodating for that. The horse isn't sitting there running full speed. The horse is going slow. It's chilling, doing its own thing. The water is calm. It's chilling. There's like one cloud back there, like, and that's just what it feels like. It's like you can be as peaceful as you allow yourself to be. You can be. Your reality is really wherever your perspective is, wherever your perception is at any given time. So it's like throughout this rebalancing, understand that all you're being asked to do is choose a perspective that makes you feel okay right now. Choose a perspective that feels like truth, a perspective that feels like you and feels like empowerment, that empowers you. And that doesn't mean that every truth is going to be a simple truth. Like sometimes the empowering truth is the one that humbles you, Sometimes it's like, damn, like, this person really is not good for me. And it's like you wanted to be with them forever. But it's like you have to accept that they're not for you. And it's like that's the one that empowers you because like, okay, if they're not for me, that means that there's somebody who actually is in alignment to me out there. Like, or there's more circumstances, there's more experiences to be had in which, I can meet this person that's for me. Like, it's like that's all you're being asked to do right now. No one's telling you to go just be delusional or not to accept hard truths. Yes, accept the hard truths, but accept them from a place that empowers you, and and understand that whatever you accept as your reality will be how it impacts you. So make sure you're choosing with intention. And then with the rest of these cards, the Seven of Swords, it feels like take what you need and go. Don't take too much. Don't worry about if you're taking the right things. Take what feels right and understand that even if you did leave something behind, if it's really for you, it'll come back. You'll look back and it'll keep up with you. I promise. But you have to move. And it's like moving is more important than allowing perfectionism to have a place in you preparing to leave. Like, don't feel like you have to have everything in order. You have to decide who's still gonna be in your life. You have to, and have all these things figured out before you can move. It's like, yo, grab some things and go. Like, grab what feels right now without a doubt and move. And understand that, okay, even if you left something behind that was for, it'll keep up. It'll definitely keep up. So that definitely feels like the call right now. Do what you need to do. Take what you need to take, but we got to move forward. Page of Pentacles. This feels like after you freed your hands up. Like, in my mind's eye, I'm also seeing like the Four of Pentacles, which is the card of him like holding the one pentacle like this. And it feels like you freed your hands up, and it's like, look, the pentacle's floating in his hand, all type of stuff. He's like, wow, like, it just feels very mystical. And even the flowers on the floor, it feels like they're defying gravity. And like, to me right now, it feels like they're raising up, like they're floating up from the floor. Like, it just feels like he's in, like, maybe around him, like there's a certain energy that has things like floating, like it has a pinnacle floating. It's got these raising up off the floor. In reality, they might just be on the grass, but right now that's what it feels like to me. It feels like he's in this perfect vortex of like energy, and the elements and everything is just at his disposal. And even the trees in the background, I'm feeling called to the ancestor energy again. And I feel like the ancestors have been very, very present in this reading. When I think back to it and what it's felt like, it felt like just overall so much support and experience, and and just love, but like it felt like enveloping love, like not just love around, but like a love that like holds you like this, you know. We're just in it, like as we're talking, but it's like they're just hugging us, and we're just like, yeah, you know, and but then they're like that. That's what it's felt like to me. So yeah, this is your opportunity, and it's like this is just the taste. This feels like the beginning, the that first little fruit of your harvest, and it's like, wait, wow, this harvest season is gonna be a good one. You know, you get your first little indicator, and you take a bite, and you're like, oh wow, like this harvest is the one. You know, this is way better than any of the harvests we've had in the past few years, like since we started whatever, growing our own stuff or whatever. Like this is what this feels like, and it's like, okay, this is the one I knew we could get. Like this tastes like what I set out to do when we set out to do it. You know, you might have been sitting there trying to grow something for years and years and years and years, and it's like this one, it came in. You're like, yes, this is literally what I've been trying to grow this whole time, and I knew it was possible, and it's just like it just wasn't happening, but now it's happening, and that's just what this feels like right now. So understand that, yes, you may have been at something for a really long time, like we said earlier with the sun card. We were talking about running into the wall a bunch of times, and right when you give up, you realize, boom, you made a hole in the wall from all the running into it, and it's like now you can just walk through it. That's what this feels like. It's like this is it. Don't give up right before you reach the diamonds. I know y'all have seen that meme where it's like the dude on top and he quits right before, and it's like the line this much. If he would have just hit the wall one more time, he would have had all the diamonds. But he gave up right there and turned back. And it's like, don't be that. Don't be that meme. Keep going. The only your failure is only guaranteed if you give up. It only becomes the end when you stop going forward. You know, as long as you continue to go forward, your story's not over. Your pursuit's not over. The chances of you getting everything you want for yourself, you still have a chance. You know, it only becomes zero when you stop trying. Like that's when it becomes, okay, yeah, you're not gonna get that when you give up. So it's like, don't give up now because you're so close. And I know it might feel like you've been being breadcrumbed. Every reading has probably been like, yeah, oh, you have amazing things coming. Oh, yeah, things are, oh, wow. You know, all those things. And I'm somebody who watches reading, so I know that feeling too. But understand that, yeah, that it's been the truth though, you know. It's been that close, and maybe if you knew how long it would have took that whole time, you probably would have, you know, been like, all right, that's too long, or you know, you would have gotten afraid and did something else. So for some, I mean, you needed to be breadcrumbed. Your higher self and everybody knew, like, yo, if we tell her it's gonna take a year, if we tell him it's gonna take 2 years, it's gonna be too much for him to accept. So we're gonna have to give him little by little as we get this thing done, and in the end, he'll get it. In the end, she'll get it. And it's like, hey, but this is it. That's exactly what this feels like. This is the one. So I understand it's just the first of many. But it's gonna become clear, like, okay, like we're not in Kansas anymore. We're exactly where we're supposed to be, and things are coming in. And this is the first evidence of that. And it's like, okay, here's your proof. Like, please now relax, recommit to yourself, recommit to these things, and continue to do what you need to do. And understand that there's more where that came from. So that's the Page of Pentacles. And then King of Wands came out again. And I'm being drawn to, right now I'm being drawn to the Lizard. And this just feels like regeneration, like healing parts of yourself that may have been left behind, healing parts of yourself that, you know, that hurt and that have been needing attention. And I'm also being drawn to the Lion again. It feels all big and powerful and like, almost like I couldn't look at it in the eyes for too long. Like it broke me. And yeah, that feels like you. Yeah, it definitely feels like you. It's like, dude, if you knew how powerful you were, like, if we could all sit here together and zoom out and look at, like, all of our futures together, like, I think we'd all be so shook as to the group we have assembled here right now. Wow. 0234 on the timer as I said that. Like 023400, like exactly 0234. It's like, yeah, if we could zoom out and see who we have here gathered today, like I feel like we'd all be so shook. Like, whoa, like we were all in one space. We were all sitting here going over messages together. Like we had no idea what was waiting for us. And it's like, that's exactly what this feels like. Yeah, it feels like that lion knows exactly what the hell's going on. Like as we sit here and we're like trying to like, oh yeah, like oh, discuss these things and navigate the energies together. It feels like the lion's like y'all still have no idea, and yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, let that fire burn, y'all. If you got a burning desire inside you, let it burn. I'm being drawn to the fire on the throne, the fire on his head. Like, and I've seen this card a bunch of times, and I've never been drawn to that stuff or even really noticed. So yeah, let that fire burn and understand that you're safe from it. Don't be afraid of your power. Don't be afraid of that energy, even if it might feel very potent, very strong, very scary, even at times. Like, whoa, like, I don't know, like, this is a lot to contain. Like, it's okay. I trust that, yeah, you have a container for it and that it's sustainable for you and that it won't burn you up as you continue to work with it and guide it and be able to do different things with it. You got this. So don't allow it to, yeah, be a scary thing because like it's your power. That's your magic. And the last was the Ten of Cups, but it came out reverse. I think I'm gonna honor it right side up though. Yeah, and this just feels like remember what it's all for. Like remember why you do what you do. Remember why you even care to make sure that you're in alignment. Remember why you even care that that life is unfolding for you the way it is. Why you even care if love is on the way. Why you even care. About any of these things that you care about a lot that tend to feel like the be all end all when it's like that's just a manifestation of another energy, of what what's calling out to your soul, what you're here to do, your purpose, who you are, what you know to be true. All these things that manifest as our desires, that manifest as um, the things we're hard on ourselves about, and all that. Because all of it is just love. You overthinking is just love. You just because like you want to be your best self. You want to live the life you feel like you deserve to live, or you want to make the people around you happy. All that is just love, and it's like sometimes it's misguided, sometimes it's misplaced, sometimes it's chaotic, sometimes it's hectic. But it's like at the end of the day, it's all love. So keep track of the love itself. Don't get lost into how it manifests as these negative things or even as the positive things, but understand that it's love and that yeah, it all comes back to that. So it's like remember what it's all for. As you're sitting there stressed out about paying bills, as you're stressed out about working the job, remember why you do it. It's not simply just to make money. It's not simply just to have a job. It's the freedom it comes with. It's the ability to create your life the way you want to be able to feel the way you need to feel, to be able to take care of the people you want to take care of and need to take care of, to be able to pour into their cups, for them to not need anything, and just all those things. Like that's the reality of what it's for. And by keeping an eye on that and not just what you're doing, or I'm trying to keep it general and not make it about money, but yeah, if this is about money, um, not just focusing on the money itself, but what exactly it is that the money is providing that you're after, and to remember that that's the why. So you don't end up chasing the money, but because it's like if you're focused on the money, like I said, this is just an example. You can apply it to anything, and but if you're just focused on the money, you're gonna be like, oh man, I need the money. I need money. I need to do this. I need to do that. But when you zoom out, you remember like, okay, like really, it's not really about the money. I just know money is right now in the way of things operating. Money is a way to get access to my freedom. Then it's like, okay, so it's about the freedom. So now you're choosing freedom more so than just chasing the money, because there's going to be times where the money comes in direct opposition to your freedom. Like it's going to come a point where it's like you're choosing between freedom or money. Like you're choosing, like maybe you had plans to, you had this day off, right? And then now you're like, oh damn, I'm gonna pour into myself. I'm gonna do self-care. I might go hang out with this friend, go to the mall, do all these things to pour into yourself, to give back to yourself, right? And to enjoy that freedom, right? Because now you have the money, now you got whatever. But now your job calls you and boom, hey, can you come in today? We need you to do X, Y, Z. Like, yeah, we know it's your day off, but we need you. And then now you're like, oh damn, like, well, yeah, it's money. I gotta. If you're chasing the money and that's what your money focused, it's gonna be like, well, I could use the money. It's like, yeah, all right, let me just go in. It's like, boom, now you went in, but it's like you didn't go in because you wanted to go in. You didn't go in because it lights you up. It makes you feel free. It makes you feel any of that stuff, which is why you even have the job, is to get access to that freedom or to create the freedom. And that's the way you chose to create your freedom, through this job. So if you're not, and okay, so now you said yes and you go, but it's not because it makes you feel free or any of those things. And it's like you did it because of the money, right? Because in your head you're focused on getting money. I have this job because I need to get the money. I need the money. I need the money. So yes, now you're there, and it's like, oh damn, you didn't even want to be there, and you literally traded in your freedom because you had a freedom full day waiting for you, and it's a direct product of you continuing to work this job, continuing to give, which and show up how you do. And it's like you had the freedom, which is what you've been after. And it's like, okay, enjoy it. And you traded it away for the money for what? Future freedom? And it's like, that's an illusion. And it's like that snowballs and continues. And then you find yourself, and it's like, wow. And then you find yourself at the job not even feeling free, not you feeling stuck to it, shackled to it. And it's like, you forgot about why you were even there in the first place, and it was about the freedom. So it's like when they do call, when you have that freedom centered focus, and they call them, like, oh, we need you. It's like, I can't today. I literally can't. I understand you need me, but I can't. I wasn't on schedule. I've already made all these arrangements. I can't show up, and they're gonna do what they need to do, and you get to enjoy your freedom. And it's like that's what it was for. So it's like, don't allow the job to become its own thing, or to, like I said, make you trade in the very things that you're working it for, the very things you're even doing it for. And it's like it's easy for that to happen when you don't have a clear focus on what it's for. And in this example, it's like I'm focused on making money, but it's like it wasn't even about the money, because at the point where you don't need money to do everything, are you going to be working that job? And if the answer is no, and it's like, okay, so it wasn't about the money, it's about the freedom. And at the point you don't need the money for the freedom anymore, you're going to do something, you're going to go do what makes you feel free. And it's like, so make sure you keep that centered in all this. Your why. Remember the why, and make sure your why is actually your why. But yeah, I feel like you guys get that. But yeah, that's a very important message right there. And yeah, that being said, now things definitely feel complete. I feel like, yeah, the energy definitely feels conclusive. And yeah, I feel good. How y'all feeling? We 2 hours and 42 minutes in, and it's crazy. I don't feel tired or anything. Like, I could definitely keep going. Cars didn't even tell me to shut up today, but yeah, things definitely feel done though. So I'll let it rest and let y'all get to integration and all the good stuff that comes after the reading. But yeah, soul version of you is dead and gone, man. Allow it to die and understand that death is okay. Metamorphosis through death, rebirth, and transformation. You know, the end of the caterpillar, it's the end of its life as a caterpillar, but then it goes in and it turns into a butterfly, you know. And it's like, yeah, it's just a transition. Like, it's not a caterpillar anymore. The caterpillar that you knew is gone. It's like there's no what's the word? It's an R word. There's no there's nothing, no recognizable parts of the caterpillar left. There's no evidence of the caterpillar ever even being there. But you understand what you've been through, you understand your story. And yeah, to untrained eye, it looks like, this version of you died, but it's like, no, it transitioned and became the fertilizer for this new version. And it grew into this tree of this new thing, of this new version of you that's more authentic, that's more in alignment to you and who you are. And that's just what this feels like. It's like allowing that old version to die and understanding that's not really a death. And even death itself is just a transition. But yeah, it's a metamorphosis. That's what's actually happening here. So take that with you in this week. Go down the rabbit hole. Don't forget. As these towers come down and tower on the top, it was sliding out. As these towers come down, understand that on the other end of this is everything you wanted. And understand that you are a phoenix rising from the ashes. So don't get distracted by all the fire that you don't get to see the true beauty and magnitude of what's unfolding here. And that unfolding is your becoming. Like that's the reality of what's happening right now. Is our becoming is so loud right now. The energies are so potent, and it's just so evident in everything. It's like, yeah, allow things to fall away. Take scope of what's falling away. Take scope of what's being drawn in closer. Take scope of what feels like you, what no longer feels like you, and all that. Yeah, that feels like it though. It feels so important though. Like I don't know. Like inside, it just feels like I'm debriefing y'all, and it's like, all right. Like when I come back to check in, like I want to hear like how you let go of this thing, you took this leap of faith, and then this happened, and you got this proof, and because it feels like a very important step. Like this feels like, yeah, this feels like the debrief before things get real, and I feel like we're gonna come back next week to. I feel like we're gonna come back next week to a lot of shifts and just a whole nother different reality, for each of us. So I'm excited. Thank you so much for another session of Magic Monday. Onwards and upwards. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You're welcome. And thank you for being here again. Yeah. It's Monday Magic, by the way, y'all. Y'all be saying Magic Monday. I'll be letting y'all get away with it. But I think it's time I start advocating for myself. But no, I really appreciate y'all. And yeah, thank y'all for continuing to be here. This is a dope experience, and it just continues to unfold. And I'm just so grateful. And I just feel so helpless to get y'all to feel it and to express it. Because the more I say it, the more watered down it feels. The more I say I love y'all every week, the more I say hell yeah, the more I say you're doing wonderful, you're doing great. It just feels like the more it starts to sound like catchphrases, like that's just stuff I say. And it's like, no, like that's literally how I feel, y'all. And it's like, yeah, we need to come up with new ways to express these things, because yeah, it's not helping me. It doesn't feel like I'm actually expressing the energy sometimes. It's like, yeah, you hear me, but you don't get it. Like, I'm really proud of you. Like, you're really doing such a great job. Like, you're really kicking ass. Like, we're really doing great things here. We're really in the middle of the greatest story ever told. It's like, just all the stuff I be saying. I really mean it. But yeah, that being said, I'm not gonna keep y'all too long. But I really love y'all. And this has been dope. Super dope. I don't know where next week's gonna find us. I do have a feeling I'll see y'all again before then. But yeah, make sure y'all do all the things. And thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. I really appreciate you. I appreciate y'all. Every way y'all support me, and just the bits, the donations, the subscribes, the follows, the shares, the common ground that we find in the comments and in the chats, and just everything this experience has been. It's been everything I could have ever imagined for it to be, and then some. Yeah, we definitely got to spend some time just feeling crazy together, because I just want to talk to y'all and see where y'all are at and what your experiences are like, and yeah, how the weeks find y'all, Tuesday through Sunday before we get back here on Mondays, and just all that. And I really am invested in you all, and please know that I'm as invested in you as you are in me. So your support to me will always come right back to you and bleed into your reality, because I'm not going anywhere. I take the love and the support and everything, the physical help, all that, and I just pour it right back into the container, right back into you all. So yeah, as long as I have to give, y'all will be receiving. So I really appreciate y'all. And yeah, make sure y'all do all the things. Follow, subscribe, share with somebody. Um, yeah, just all the stuff. And go check out my link tree, man. There's so many links in there. There's my music. There's links to meditations. There's YouTube. There's NFTs in there too. Yeah, there's a lot. I'm very multidimensional, and so are you. So don't try to put yourself into too many boxes because there's not enough of them. I promise you. But that being said, I love y'all so much. And it actually, I'm a little sad to see y'all go for real. Like I don't know. I spent a lot of time looking forward to today, and here we are, and now it's like the job well done. So I don't know what comes next, but I'm excited. I'm gonna spend the rest of my night. I'm definitely a night owl, so this is my favorite time of day. So I'm excited to see what's in store for me the rest of the night. But yeah, y'all be safe, and I'll see y'all soon. And yeah, like I said, keep me updated, please. I don't just be saying that. I really want to see what y'all got going on. Yeah, I'll definitely keep being me. And you have a blessed week too. And you stay being you because you're really awesome. And I can never tell you enough. And I hope you tell yourself too. So, oh yeah, I love y'all. Be safe, and I'll see y'all soon.